There's a new brand of magic sweeping the enchanted city of Barcelona. The magician, quarterback John Kitna, who has used his right arm as a wand to lead the Dragons to a spectacular start. At 2-0, Barcelona is thinking World Bowl. They'll host the Frankfurt Galaxy, who come to town. Phillips leads a potent ground attack that will try to break the Dragon spell.
Montjuic Palace, located in the beach-filled city of Barcelona, Spain, site of Game 2 of our World League doubleheader here on FX. And how do you do, everyone? Eric Clemens welcoming you back to our FX studios in New York. Game 2 promises to be a dandy. The Barcelona Dragons, unbeaten at 2-0 after their best start since '91 against the Frankfurt Galaxy. Barcelona led by the quarterback, John Kitna of the Seattle Seahawks. He leads the league in passer efficiency rating through 2 weeks by far, but the Frankfurt Galaxy will counter with Bobby Phillips of the Pittsburgh Steelers, the league's leading rusher and one of its leading scorers. So the stage is set for the opening kickoff. Let's send it out to Montjuic Stadium in Barcelona, where Paul Kennedy and Ray Bentley are standing by.
Barcelona, Spain, rich in culture and in history, and filled with football-loving fans, too. The Dragons celebrating their home opener, hosting Frankfurt. With Ray Bentley, I am Paul Kennedy. We are surrounded by a football fiesta today. The Dragons looking to remain the only unbeaten team in the World League and host the World Bowl when it arrives in June.
And their success has been on the offensive side of the ball, led by quarterback sensation John Kitna. He's the complete package, got a lot of weapons, a great receiving core, and an uncanny ability to scramble out of the pocket, make something big happen. For the Galaxy, it's their ground game. Led last week by Bobby Phillips, 141 yards. They're going to try and churn it up here today.
He'll be facing a Barcelona defensive front undergoing major changes.
Well, they've lost what some think is the best player in the World League, Carl Reeves. He's in Chicago. Doctors are looking at his wrist, so Mike Foley of the Redskins will step in today.
Here we go. Barcelona and Frankfurt just ahead.
Today's game is brought to you by Dockers Khakis. Hey, nice pants.
For action, excitement, and laughs, turn on FX Primetime, starting at 8.
Get yourself a team.
Catch the explosive thrills of the A-Team. Then at 9, Don Johnson turns up the heat with the look and excitement that is Miami Vice. And at 10, Jim Carrey and Damon Wayans push the envelope of good taste.
Pilot to co-pilot, we're going down in flames.
On In Living Color, FX Primetime, tonight starting at 8. 3 shows, 1 place, FX.
Searching for an inside look at the American dream? Let FX take you to Minnesota, baseball Minnesota, where you get a real-world view of the minor leagues. And every day is a fight to get to the majors. From the owners to the manager, the families and the fans, all eyes are on the men who have the courage to dream and the talent to win. Tune into FX and get behind the scenes of the minor leagues, because there's more to the game of baseball than what you see on the field. Baseball Minnesota, Sunday at 7.
Welcome worldwide on FX tonight to Spain, to Olympic Stadium, owning its place in athletic lore, host of the Summer Games of 1992, standing high atop Montjuic, overlooking the Mediterranean. The gentle ocean breezes offering us a perfect evening for play on this lush natural grass field. The climate very similar to that of Southern California this time of year. In the series, here is something that Frankfurt looks to change. Or rather, Barcelona does. Frankfurt has won in each of the last 4 meetings played in this stadium. Tonight, looking to make it 5. The Galaxy, orbiting, have won 6 out of 7. Ralph Kleinman from Cologne, Germany, with the ball cocked on the tee. He'll be kicking to twin safeties. Alonzo Browning along with Butler Banote. And we are underway, and it is Banote inside his 5, the former Ohio State Buckeye. Out to the 20, the 30-yard line, up to the 32. Sean Banks, the linebacker, knocked him off his feet. But it's from the 32 that the Dragons' very impressive offense trots on for the first time, led by the premier quarterback in the league through 2 weeks of action in Seattle's John Kitna.
Kitna clearly has been a dominant offensive player in the league. Watch his pre-snap reads. He likes to audible a lot, and it's been a big advantage for the Barcelona offense to date this season.
Kitna with a single running back in Terry Wilburn. set behind him. Play action, and on the roll is Kittner. This is where he's dangerous. He runs well, and he rips there for 7. Does number 7 before he goes sliding out of bounds. John Kittner will run the ball quite frequently. The Seattle Seahawks here this evening. A 3-receiver single-back set, finding Terry Wilburn on that injured right ankle, less than 100%. Cedric Wilson, an Oilers wideout, and Sammy Alalampi from Finland, Barcelona's national starter tonight.
Cedric Wilson's been the favorite target for John Kittner. He tops the league in receptions, receiving yardage, and touchdown catches.
Tyree Davis, Alonzo Browning up top. They'll run the delay. Spinning out of the tackle is Wilburn. Wilburn up to the 40 and then hauled down. It'll set up 3rd down. Up front, the Pittsburgh Steelers' Emerson Martin over the football, triggering arguably the most talented line in the World League, Ray. Everett Lindsey at left tackle, a Viking starter rehabbing from injury.
Well, he's the top chef in this pancake factory. That's what they call this group. Lindsey's here to test out a knee he hurt a year ago.
3rd and 3, possession snap. He floats it. It is caught. Browning, 1st down. As he stretches it across the 45, out to the 46. Browning, the Washington Redskin. The age of 24, out of the University of Kentucky. The strong safety, Chris Hall, was on his back. For Frankfurt, a 3-lineman, 4-linebacker base set, offering a solid trio. Miami's Oscar Sturgis, along with Walker out of UCLA, and the right end Reynolds. Frank Mesper from Cologne at 290 pounds. With darn good talent. Just off the ground, that is ruled a catch by the tight end, Bryce Burnett. Inside the 35, down to the 33. He wears the C on his chest. The captain of the Dragons snares it for a gain of 28. Look at the linebacking core in his red lines. Hillary Butler and Sean Banks, the top 2 tacklers on this defensive core for Ernie Scotney.
Banks is a key guy to cover tight ends, and he didn't get it done on that last play. Big catch right there
Here is Kittner. He is buffering, but the catch is made by Browning. Kittner has come out and connected on his first 3 passes of this football game. Also scrambled for 7. Banks on the tackle that time. The secondary, for the most part, has played together for 3 seasons. That's important. The quarterback, Cecil Doggett out of West Virginia, has played his best football the past 2 years against Barcelona. Miles Steelers earning his first start.
Has improved every day out there.
Here is Kittner. Boy, he is as good as advertised, isn't he? Spins away from pressure, looks downfield, and will take off. Inside the 20 and out of bounds. Kittner ranks in the top 5 among running backs currently in the World League based on average yards per carry, and most of the time it comes off a broken down pass play.
Well, the pocket collapses, so Kittner reverses out of there. Little fake downfield. He picks up a great block right down there from his tailback, Wilburn. Gets it out of bounds without taking a shot. They like to see that in Seattle.
Another first down. The line of scrimmage just inside the 20. Don't spot it. And Kittner, as he is apt to do, checks and calls the play at the line of scrimmage. Looks to the sideline and now throws it. Out of play, and a flag is down 2 for the first time tonight. Our first penalty of the evening, our referee, Ron Wetter, from the National Football League in his hometown of Kalamazoo, Michigan. And face mask the call against the offense. And that'll sting here. It'll march them back out of possible field goal range on their initial drive.
They've had trouble with that starting drive in the opener. They fumbled the ball. And then last
Personal
week...
foul. Face mask. Number 64 of the offense. 15-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Last week, they got stopped on downs and had a punt blocked in the opening drive. So the opening drive has been tough for these Dragons to start this season.
But John Kittner, who is indeed the surprise of the World League, his opening possession already consumed 3.5 minutes off the clock. The ball at the 35. John throwing deep, a receiver wide open, another touchdown for John Kittner, Tyree Davis. the first series of this game, and it's 6 for Kidna.
Tyree Davis, the man on the bottom of that scramble. He leads the league with 23.3 yards per catch. Got by his man. The corner came up and pressed him. He gets a nice escape move, breaks outside. Kidna spots him. Threw the ball a little bit behind him. It didn't matter. Davis able to catch it and get Barcelona on the scoreboard early.
Tyree's wrong. Tyree.
Tyree Davis hauling in his second touchdown of the year. Jesus Angoy, the former FC Barcelona soccer superstar, adds the extra point to the roar of the thousand tears. And in Barcelona, the Dragons in their home opener leading 7-0.
Here's a touchdown. Kidna sees he's got his man open, lets it go, but you're going to see this ball is just a little underthrown. Davis able to stop back, but he had his man beaten so bad, that Cecil Doggett on the coverage, that he was able to come back. Still had time to catch the ball and get it into the end zone. Fireworks to start out for this Barcelona offense. Tops in the league. I guess this is what we expected to see, Paul.
And the big play of Davis last week against Scotland. Rambled into the end zone with a 45-yard scoring reception. But the magic of Kidna, evident in the first 2 weeks, extends here to the opening drive in week number 3 tonight.
That was a great drive. You saw a mix of Kidna throwing the ball in there, getting it into his receivers, also scrambling to keep things alive, and then hit the touchdown strike up the sideline. And I guess he is all as he is advertised, doing a great job. And a lot of these plays you'll see Kidna throughout the day check off on the line. The touchdown call was a huddle call, but you'll see him throughout the day take advantage of pre-snap reads, things that he sees to get Barcelona in a good position.
Vernon Turner for Frankfurt stands alone inside his 10-yard line to field the kickoff of the left-footed former Air Force officer Joe Wood. Tyree Davis from Kidna, who is the picture of perfection on that first drive, 4 for 4. A short kick. Turner fooled him for a moment up to the 20-yard line, trying to find a hole. The 24. And some pushing and shoving. The Galaxy's Jeff Rogers to push him out of the way. The Galaxy going on offense now for the first time. Their quarterback, Chad May, earning the starting nod in Olympic Stadium. Still seeking, how ironic is this, to throw Frankfurt's first touchdown pass of a 3-week-old season.
Well, May has struggled a lot behind this offensive line. He has 18 completions on the year, and he's been sacked 12 times. That's not good numbers, not a good ratio. So we really haven't seen what May has. We'll find out tonight if he can get protection.
The Cardinal now from Arizona hands to Bobby Phillips around the right side, and Phillips with some hard running. Across the 30 to the 31-yard line, Willie Smith, the linebacker out of Penn State, with his first tackle. Phillips, a sterling Pittsburgh Steeler, certainly last week, the league's player of the week on offense, joined by speedy receivers Bailey and Shelley, a pair of former Washington Huskies, and the national starter in Vernon Hippler from the Chargers.
Phillips averages 6.7 yards per carry. That's an incredible number.
Joined in that backfield by Pitts. Made a throw for the first time. The defender fell down. Mario Bailey up to make the first down catch ahead to the 45-yard line. Michael Wright on the stop. You get a look at the center there in Joe Garden, who will snap the ball here this evening, flanked by Ron Collins and Sean Harper up front. Nate Miller plays for the Falcons in the fall.
Garden's second start. He's the key man up there, makes the line calls. Coming off of knee surgery just this past March 11th, but he's starting to get into football shape. Led a great offensive line effort last week.
Following a gain of 14, May's first completion. The toss sweep to Phillips with a block. Look at Phillips go across midfield. Phillips inside the 45 to the 41. Willie Smith, the linebacker, a second time. Carlos Brooks from the secondary teamed on the tackle. Barcelona's four-man front open there, facing a major task tonight. The 6-year NFL veteran Oliver Barnett moving outside from tackle. The Redskin in Foley, and the Spaniard Ivan Imbernon earning accolades for his solid play too. And Phillips on the game there of 15. Play action for May. May throws behind his intended target in Vernon Hippler. Hugh Hunter on the right end was pressuring May in the backfield. The linebacking core, Eric Naposki, and this is 10th year of professional football. Both Juan Long, Willie Smith have played in the National Football League. Smith, a Penn State linebacker by trade.
Juan Long, they call him prime time. He's like the quarterback of that defense. He gets them excited out there. He's a poultry science major at Mississippi State, but there's not an ounce of chicken in this guy.
Don't go there. Don't go there. Here is May. First carry to even Vernon Turner. That offensive line, at the moment, very effective against Barcelona's front wall. Hunter, a second stop. A look at the secondary here, which has collected only one interception, Ray, in 2 weeks. Butler Benote, Denver's former second-round draft selection. Wright, the lone returning starter of a year ago. Brooks owning that lone pick.
Dante DePaula made the tackle in that last play. He's replacing Thomas McGahee, who's out with a bad ankle. DePaula was in Baltimore, the Ravens camp back in '96.
It is third. We'll call it 3 out of the I set. Kitts in front of Turner. Turner off the right side. Shy of the first down. Hugh Hunter again. Hunter out of Hampton Institute, the former 6th-round New York Jets selection, has made 3 tackles already, and he sticks his nose in there here.
Great job of fighting off the block, coming in here with Hunter, making that hit. Had a little help from the outside. And this puts Ernie Stautner in a tough situation now. What do you do early on in the ball game when you have a nice drive going? 4th and about a foot at the 30-yard line of Barcelona. Looks like Ernie's going to go for it, try and make a statement early.
This is an offense now that has scored all of 1 touchdown in 2 weeks. They'll give it to Phillips, and I don't think he got there. Stood up and driven back by Juan Long in the hole. What a jolt. And they have held, and Barcelona will own the football.
They call Juan Long prime time. That was prime time right there. What a big hit. He leads his team in tackles. And he must have smelled that out and met it in the hole. Stopped him dead in his tracks.
Barcelona big on offense and a defensive play there.
Started with this dime tip. Suddenly, I was bought. So I gave myself a day off and went shopping. It was so great. Everything I tried on felt like it was cut just for me. Later at the salon, Candace Bergen shows up with my phone bill.
This'll make your day.
Every call was just a dime a minute when I'm home, evenings and weekends. On the way out, I passed the dime on. Who wouldn't want a great rate like that?
Call now for 200 minutes free.
They're coming from Japan, from Russia, from everywhere, but they all wind up in the same place. The Wound & Wound Toy Company, one of the world's largest collections of wind-ups, LA's hottest movers, shakers, and big talkers. So bring your inner child, your real child, and your Visa card. Because at the Wound & Wound Toy Company, you won't wind up with anything using American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
In every city, in every bottle, in every bubble, lies the formula for refreshment.
With Ray Bentley, I am Paul Kennedy. Welcome tonight to Barcelona. John Kitna with an early touchdown lead, a perfect 4 of 4 through the air, and the 35-yard strike to Tyree Davis. His first drive this evening. He returns to work and works the left side for Browning. He cannot come up with it downfield at the 30-yard line. The Redskin in Browning had it on his fingertips. Ray, you're a former linebacker. You have to love the hit in the hole here by Juan Long that got the football back for Barcelona.
A wonderful job by Juan Long. You're going to see Long's right here, the man that makes the play. Even Embernon, he's the guy that gets it going, clears this thing out, and then Long will fill the hole. This is a linebacker's dream. A back dead in the hole. Pow. Great stop, great leg drive. Puts a stop to that one and does a great job for the defense for Barcelona.
Terry Wilburn looking to work his way outside. Cannot escape Hillary Butler, the linebacker from Washington. And we have an official shaken up and some pushing and shoving, too. As you look at Terry Wilburn, former 49er, he also played with the Vikings out of the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga. A very tender right ankle for him now.
We'll probably see a lot of Michael Hicks today. He led him with rushing last week. And Wilburn, a little feisty, got into it pretty good with Jack Kellogg right there.
Z Cross, London. Don't forget your comeback. You hear the comments of Jack Bicknell. We'll be listening in throughout the game tonight to the head coaches here in the World League, both Galen and his counterpart, the Hall of Famer Ernie Stotner. Mike, it's a lot of fun.
He calls it a Z cross on that one. Then you're going to look for the wide receiver on the tight end side to come underneath, trying to get enough yardage for the first down. He's hitting his first option.
Shedrick Wilson, the Oiler, in the slot up top. Browning and Davis, the two receivers for Kittner with time. Now Browning fell down at midfield. The turf came up. And this is long cleats on tonight. It's a very fast track here, Ray.
It is a fast track. I heard some of the Dragons out here earlier, though, wanting it to be cut down even shorter. The grass is cut short, almost as short as John Kittner's haircut, but not quite that short, and that's what they're looking for to make it just a little bit faster.
Jeff Beckley out of Boston College. He leads the World League at the moment with a 41-yard punting average. He'll be booting to the former Tampa Bay Buccaneer, Vernon Turner. Frankfurt will get the ball back. This is a beautiful punt. From his 17, Turner heads to the sideline. Runs out of room. At the 21, a return of 4. And Frankfurt and quarterback Chad May on offense for the second time here this evening when we return to Olympic Stadium in Barcelona, Spain.
Just a glance, it happened. Love came looking for me. Get out of my way.
From Sony's PlayStation come the greatest hits, all your old favorites.
Not the soft sound of swarming missiles.
And the gentle crack of Sophia's whip.
Feel the hilarious antics of Sweet Tooth, that lovable clown.
All for just $24.99 each. But wait.
There's more? Oh.
That's right. The PlayStation is a mere $149. And you can also get leading titles.
Like Crash Bandicoot and Jet Moto.
For just $49.99 and less.
You are not ready.
It's the largest set ever built. The largest set ever destroyed.
Somebody tell me what the hell is going on?
There are going to be a million dead people if we don't evacuate.
Sunday on FX.
Put as many people in front of it as it takes.
Tommy Lee Jones and Anne Hayes take you behind the scenes.
This is no good. Get out of here.
As one of Hollywood's hottest motion pictures explodes. It's the making of Volcano. Sunday at 6 on FX.
Searching for major movies? Turn on FX Major Movie Sunday. A major Hollywood movie every Sunday. This Sunday at 8, Anthony Edwards packs his pocket protector and goes head-to-head with John Goodman in the zany comedy Revenge of the Nerds.
Let's get those nerds!
Dressed for success, Anthony Edwards unites the socially challenged. You're gonna love it. John Goodman and Anthony Edwards star in Revenge of the Nerds. Turn it on this Sunday at 8 for FX Major Movie Sunday.
Marking his 46th year in professional football. The rigid jaw of Ernie Stotner, the head coach of the Frankfurt Galaxy. His team with a win and a loss and hoping to head to the World Bowl for what would be an unprecedented third consecutive year. May in the first quarter now, under pressure, looks to get away from Hunter and timeout. Hugh Hunter, overlooked perhaps prior to tonight, has been the star of the show so far for the Dragons.
Hunter was the guy that had to come in and replace some big shoes, Carl Reeves, who was back in Chicago getting looked at by the Bears doctors. But watch this play. It's a play-action play. He's looking for the tight end who falls down. Vince Morrow falls down, so May has no way to go with it, and he ends up getting sacked by Hunter.
For Barcelona, that was the Dragons' 10th sack of the season. First on May tonight, and there is, well, almost an interception. Ruled incomplete. Butler Benote had both hands on it and could not hold on. This again for a Barcelona secondary, as Ernie knows, that has only one interception to its credit this year.
Only one interception, and they think they can exploit these guys, but they've got to have a better throw from the quarterback that time. It looked to me like Chad May had his receiver open. If he's able to get a little more air under the ball and get it out there, as it was, he threw it short. It should have been picked off by Benote.
Third down, and following the sack, third down goes to 18 for May. Out of the gun from his 5. Look out, throwing on the run, and he shoots it incomplete. Hunting Vernon Turner out of the backfield. So a sack, nearly an interception, and a poorly thrown ball, and it's 3 and out for Chad May.
Not a good start, certainly not the start May wanted. They got the first series going on the ground. Tried to go to the air this time, 0 for 3 with it, and I know that Pops Pallure is over there on the sidelines licking his chops. He wants to get a shot in this game.
From the New York Giants, Scott Players. FSU Seminole in his collegiate days, tumbles it up to Davis. At the 50 and then tripped up and dropped. Greg Evans sprinting down on special teams. Made the fine open field tackle. Martin, the center, will cut on his right hand in the rugged trenches.
It's great field position this time for the Dragons. 52 yards from pay dirt. See what they can get going this time. They haven't ran the ball much. I expect them maybe to try and test out the interior of that Galaxy defense with a little running game, maybe some draw or something. They like to throw that in there.
You will hear this evening, as you might now, whistles from the stands. They come from fans in Europe. That's tipped away incomplete. Hillary Butler got his hands on the football. The intended target, Bryce Burnett, the tight end, is across the field. Chad May on the phones upstairs.
Yeah, watch this play by Hillary Butler, getting the hand in, knocking it down. That's going to be a key matchup if the Galaxy are able to succeed on defense, is if they can cover the tight ends, and Butler's the guy who's going to have to step up and do that job.
This is a national series once again. Sami Alalante from Finland is in the game at the wide receiver position. Kerry Wilburn runs the ball. We mentioned national series on the odd number series throughout the action, beginning with the first series throughout the game. International players, non-American players from throughout the world are required to be on the field. At least one on either side of the football.
Yeah, it's offside, so the play doesn't count on that one.
Oh, it's third down here. Quick snap. Kitna throwing, a man open, incomplete, nearly interception. Looking for Alalampi, curling at the 27-yard line.
Alalampi was wide open, and that's the first bad throw we've seen from John Kitna. He had his man right there, and that would have been a huge gain to keep a drive going. Not going to happen now. They're going to have to punt the football and give the Galaxy another shot. But I know Kitna's over there, and he's a little upset with himself the way that one went.
The first punt tonight by Jeff Beckley sailed, look at that, 50 yards. At the moment, the leading punter in the league. Kicking to Frankfurt's Travis Hanna, the former Houston Oiler. He hangs this a mile high. And that is Hanna with the fair catch at the 9. Our World League port of call on this pleasant April Saturday night, the province of Catalonia and Spain's most important port city of Barcelona. 2 million citizens surrounded by 2,000 years of history on the shores of the Mediterranean. Frankfurt won last week over Amsterdam after stumbling opening day in Stamford Bridge in London. And Chad May knows that he can ill afford stumbles here tonight. For as mentioned, the veteran, the former Cowboy, Steve Pellure, is expected to play. This is Kitts, the Redskin, stretching it out with his left hand. We now hear a very late whistle that Jim Kitts was down. He is an inside hammer, usually a lead blocker, and on the carry here.
Well, a former linebacker, every linebacker thinks he's a ball carrier. I know that for sure.
You see, this is the format, Ray, for earning an invitation to the World Bowl, and at the moment, Barcelona with the inside track if they can produce the best record through the first 5 weeks of play.
The win tonight would be very big in that. They're looking to get that win. Jack McNeil said if we win this one, then we can start talking about hosting that World Bowl.
Here come the flags. Obviously, Barcelona across the line of scrimmage tonight. This crew dominated by National Football League officials. That includes our referee, Ron Winter, who this fall will be working in his 3rd season in the NFL. Only the umpire, Bruce Palmer from Roanoke, and our line judge, Pierre Pagnon from Paris, France, who officiates European games, are not NFL officials who will not be in the league this coming fall.
Neutral zone infraction on the nose guard of the defense. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
This is the guy right here. You're going to see him go offsides a little bit early. He's in that neutral zone, and that's going to be a 5-yard penalty and keep this drive going. There he is, falling to a knee. And that's 97, Mike Foley, stepping in for Carl Reeves here tonight.
Foley out of the University of New Hampshire. You see him down in that three-point stand, coached by Jack McNeil's son, Jack Jr. in his college days. Here is May, and that is broken up. The 27-yard line. Roderick Green all over Jason Shelley. And the Kansas State corner breaking up a pass from a Kansas State quarterback in May.
They've worked together. Watch Green. He's on the top of your screen. He's going to step in. This is a good close by Green. He gets shooken up a little bit there, loses a step, uses a hand to hang on a little bit, and then closes, wipes the hand in underneath, knocks that ball away. Good defensive play right there.
So it remains second down. After both the Green now and Benote tonight, Ray, have had their hands on May passes. They work it inside. Ingo Seibert, the German from Munich. And he is stood up and driven back as a flag hits the green grass here. Seibert playing with a heavily taped left arm. He has pulled his bicep and is not quite certain how well he can secure the football here tonight.
Well, it didn't matter how he secured it that time because Seibert ran into a brick wall in the front of that Barcelona defense. Seibert's an interesting story. He's a guy whose father has written and published physical fitness books, and he has Ingo on a program, and he has certain times and things that he eats throughout the day, and this guy has really progressed in his 3 years to becoming a solid bona fide.
Number 80 of the offense. 15-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
How rare are face mask penalties against offensive units? We have seen 2 in the first quarter. There's Ingo Seibert, who had a tremendous game a week ago in the victory over Amsterdam. His first carry, he popped one for 30 yards.
And he displayed amazing speed, much improved speed, and a lot of that comes from his training in bobsledding. He is actually on the German bobsled team, and he works very hard with that. You can see the left arm right there wrapped up for Seibert. He's got the pulled bicep muscle. However, it's not going to keep him out of a ball game. He's got good football instinct and mentality.
Here in Olympic Stadium, Seibert born in Munich during the 1972 Olympic Games. Second and very, very long. Shelley to the near side. Almost out of your screen, along with Mario Bailey. Not 100% himself. And May near his own goal line. Releases to the boundary, and he overshoots. Mario Bailey playing with a pulled abdomen. And that had to be very difficult for him to reach and leap.
Well, it's a good thing that ball was up like it was, because Butler by no tape could have picked that one off and gone the other way. Frankfurt's gotten great contributions out of their national players. Feynman, the leading kicker in the league. Werner Hippler, 5 catches last week. to lead them to their victory. And Seibert, we just talked about him.
Ernie Statner playing the German players and watching them develop rather rapidly under his tutelage. And there's a second sack. This time, Leroy Glover records it. The Oakland Raiders thought he had a touchdown. He did not. May sack near his own goal line. The second takedown of him by the Barcelona Dragon defense tonight.
Well, this is the guy, Leroy Glover. You're going to see him make his move. He's right there. There he goes. Little inside-out deal. He's going to close on Chad May. May barely sees him coming. Another sack for Leroy Glover. Ties the league lead now with 3 on the year.
So the punter in player. Arizona in line. Puts his foot into it. Nice spiral driving Tyree Davis back inside his 40-yard line. Makes one miss, and no, he doesn't. Sliding down, Jim Kitts sprinted 60 yards and made the special teams tackle. What a fabulous punt by Scott Players. A punt, he hit it from the back of his end zone. Knocked it almost 70 yards. Officially 59. And Kitts, great hustle football.
Well, you can see the linebacker in Kitts right there, a former linebacker. Broke down a little bit at the end of that one. Made the big hit. He's the guy that leads the sweep, which has been the biggest play for the Galaxy all year. Sprung Bobby Phillips loose for a 65-yard touchdown last week with a nice kick-out block on contain.
That offense still with only 1 touchdown this year for Frankfurt. 1:26 less now, as you can see in our Fox box remaining in the first quarter. This is Pitt floating it downfield, and that is picked up by Johnny Dixon. Johnny Dixon heads back upfield, the free safety across midfield. And there, perhaps the spark the Galaxy needs. For Dixon, out of Ole Miss, that is his 11th career interception, the veteran of the Galaxy secondary.
Dixon made a great job free safety, just sitting back there playing center field. He read Kitna's eyes. Kitna stayed with that deep pattern too long. He should have dumped it to the outside on this one. Kitna's dropping back. Look, he looks outside now. He stays with that deep receiver too long, throws it into the coverage. The safety comes across, makes a nice pick, and then a good return right there for Johnny Dixon.
And that is the first turnover committed by the Barcelona Dragons since their first series on opening night, and the very first professional interception thrown by John Kitna. Ernie's defense comes up with a tremendous play. May still in there. Bobby Phillips works outside, strips the tackler. Inside the 35, down to the 31. By Bobby Phillips, coming off that 141-yard rushing performance a week ago in Frankfurt.
Bobby Phillips does a great job early in this run, getting his feet set and then busting it outside. He's got great vision inside the hole. He's able to kind of choke the motor down a little bit until he finds where he wants to go, and then he gets there in a big hurry. You saw his acceleration outside the end that time on a play designed up the middle. Busted it outside for a big gain.
A gain of 14, Oliver Burnett, the 6-year NFL veteran on the stop. Hunter prematurely across the line of scrimmage for Barcelona will draw the flag and stop the clock with less than 30 seconds to go in our first stanza. Ron Winter is back to work.
Chad May does an excellent job with the voice inflection. We saw it last week against Amsterdam, and now twice already this week. He's able to use that voice to draw the Barcelona Dragons offside.
Offside on the defense. In the neutral zone for the snap. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
And Hunter with the sack, 3 tackles, and now the mistake will enable the penalty to push the football close to the 25-yard line. And now some whistles sound once again. And timeout is taken by Barcelona. Not set defensively as Chad May will come to the sideline to talk to his coaching staff. And that will also include this week Steve Pallure, the veteran quarterback who volunteered to Ernie to go in and assist with the offense. Now here are the national player rules. We talked about them earlier. 7 national players designated for each football team.
Correct, Paul. And every other series is a national series. So you're going to see these guys in there. They have to be in there. It's mandatory or you'll get a penalty every other series. And each coaching staff has designated a guy on each side to say, we've got to have this guy in there on this series.
When the ball gets down, ready to
goes with those players ready to go. He's not doing it. When? Ernie is giving Pierre Pagnon from Paris an earful.
Jeff. Ernie's a little hot about something in there, and he's got Mr. Pagnon on the case trying to get it settled right now.
So Barcelona burns its first time out. Here is May. Will remind you he has not thrown a touchdown pass. This offense has produced only one score in 3 weeks, and that was a Bobby Phillips pop for 65 yards. May's in zone down right here, and he overshoots Vince Morrow, who was open in the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
Great protection by the line that time. May had plenty of time, and if he would have scanned the field a little bit better and held some more composure, he would have seen he had his tailback, Vernon Turner, right over the middle, dropped it off. There was no one within 10 yards of Turner. Could have made a big play.
Ernie trying to get that offense going. The coach next to him, Rod Humanick, for 17 seasons. The man in the bifocals there, and NFL assistant coach. All on the ground. And there is the end of our first quarter of play this evening. Barcelona on a John Kitna touchdown pass to Tyree Davis leads 7-0. But Chad May threatening to tie it for Frankfurt when we return for quarter number 2.
The later it gets, the better it gets. 3 words. Fabulous. First.
I have a sexual appetite. Is that all right with you?
Excuse me. Weeknights at 11. Tom Skerritt stars in the critically acclaimed Picket Fences.
Vice, Miami.
Then, it's the show whose style and sound changed television forever.
I sort of like to keep it that way, if you catch my drift.
Miami Vice. Finally, it's a double dose of outrageous comedy.
2 snaps up.
In living color, primetime comes to late night, starting at 11 on FX.
Watch tomorrow's NFL stars today in the World League. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. on FX, the reignited Rhine Fire look to blaze into Scotland as they battle the defending World Bowl champion Claymores. Catch all the World League action starting at 10, 9 Central on FX.
Coming up on this week's Back Chat, we'll find out all about female perversion from its star, Amy Madigan. And we'll talk to Kathy Moriarty about her new movie, A Brother's Kiss. All coming up on this week's Back Chat.
Back Chat, Sunday at 6:30 p.m., 5:30 Central.
A magnificent evening on the banks of the Mediterranean greets us tonight. We are in Barcelona as we head to our second quarter here on FX. Frankfurt in town, hoping to post its 5th consecutive win over homestanding Barcelona. And Barcelona came out sky high scoring on its opening possession. And now May on the march, 2nd down and 5. An eye set right at the Barcelona 25-yard line. Wing left formation. Smash mouth football for a first down. That's Bobby Phillips again.
Great job by Bobby Phillips on that one, seeing where the hole was. Made a nice little cutback move to get the necessary yardage for that big first down. Nate Miller, Joe Garden up front do a great job. Watch this hole open up here on the left side of your screen. And Phillips with the vision. He's going to see things washing in front of him, makes the stagger with the feet, cut back, finds that hole, puts the head down to finish off a nice run.
Phillips is on his way to another solid rushing effort. The top running back on average in the World League. There he goes again. Starts outside, lowers his head. Oliver Barnett rolls him down. Oliver Barnett, the defensive end, 6 seasons in the National Football League with Atlanta, San Francisco, and of course Barnett also playing with your Buffalo Bills. started for a couple of years.
Big O has a lot of versatility in there. With all that experience, he can play any spot on that defensive line. They've asked him to move to the outside. He played inside when they had it lined up with Carl Reeves in this lineup, but now he's moving outside, and he's doing a good job out there as well.
You see the struggles, the travails of May and Frankfurt in the red zone. The blitz is on. He throws, and that's batted away. Incomplete. Michael Wright reaching around the intended target. Adding it down, Mario Bailey hooking up.
Excellent coverage right here. You're going to see a kind of an outside move by Shelley, number 8. 81 coming across is the intended receiver Bailey, but quarterback Michael Wright able to get the hand in there, knock this one down, and it's another incomplete pass for Chad May, who is yet to gain any yardage via the air here tonight for the Galaxy offense.
How about that Barcelona secondary? And May now will head once again to the sideline, having called timeout. They are in the red zone and have been forced in 2 weeks plus now to settle for 6 separate field goals. This time, they want a touchdown.
This is the sound of small businesses doing more business with Fridays free. They're doing more because thanks to Sprint, all their long distance on Fridays is free, while the rest of the week they're still getting Sprint's low flat rates. Even better, call now and get Fridays free until the year 2000 with no term commitment. Call 1-800-598-5000 for Fridays free, only from Sprint Business.
Australia's Great Barrier Reef. You don't need fins to swim under it. You don't need wings to fly over it. You don't need 4 legs to run through it. But you just might need to bring this. Because Reef Watch Air Tours, Wild Track Jeep Safaris, and Pro Sail Schooners will take you on the ride of your life. If they won't take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Chad May and company trailing Barcelona 7-0, coming off their own timeout, and here unfolding the 7th play of this drive for a quarterback in May with only 1 completion in this football game so far. Only 19 on the entire year. The blitz is on. He throws into it, into the end zone, and it's batted away again by Michael Wright. Intended for Jason Schelling. Right again. Right. Brooks, Panote, they have all played so soundly in the first half at home.
There's your go-to guy right there. He's the man they're going to throw it to. It's just a fade pattern. He's going to try and beat the press on the line. He gets a good escape, and it's just a foot race up the sideline. And this ball is laid in here pretty nice. And Wright does a nice job of turning around, finding the football, getting a hand in there to knock the thing down.
So Ralph Kleinman is on. Once again, Frankfurt must settle for a field goal. And the leading field goal kicker in the World League knocks this one home from 35 yards away. For Kleinman, national star from Cologne, his league best, 5th field goal of the season. And Frankfurt is on the scoreboard for the first time tonight.
Yeah, they made the turnover pay off. The big interception by Johnny Dixon got him into field position. They were able to get enough yards to get in Kleinman's field goal range, get some points on the board, and hey, that can spark a team. Let's see how that defense does now. I know Ernie's trying to get them pumped up again. Look at Ernie, I think he's still mad at our umpire from France.
Ralph Kleiman now with 5 field goals on the season. You see his numbers coming into this game. Frank Mesmer has been stout along the defensive front. We've already talked about Seibert, and there's Hippler as well.
So Frankfurt may have the best set of national players in the entire league. This is great production they've got here from this group of 4 guys, and certainly a big part of this Galaxy football team.
So Ralph Kleiman, the preeminent European kicker, has his offense X's and O's. Ron Humanek strategizing. Alfonso Browning along with Butler Benote. Butler used to return kicks for Denver. Let's see if he gets his hands on it this time. Instead, it will be Browning. He touched the ball from his 12. A flag is thrown away from the football, and he is rolled out as Browning at the 17-yard line.
Well, Browning had a hard time fielding that one, and that usually leads to a bad return. That's what they got.
Again, Ron Winter makes the call for us tonight.
Holding. Number 56 for the return team. Penalty is half the distance from the end of the run. First down.
What stings about that penalty, too, Ray, is the fact it came about 30 yards away from where the football was being played, far upfield.
Vincent Landrum, the guilty party there, and that's going to put this Barcelona offense in even more of a hole, starting out inside their own 10-yard line, looking at a long field to get more points on the board.
So here is John Kettner at quarterback. He turned the ball over for the first time through the air. Previous series, and now must face the adversity of beginning inside his own 10-yard line. Some confusion in the backfield. Collided with the running back in Michael Hicks, the Chicago Bear, who totes it for the first time tonight.
Hicks, the leading rusher, 124 yards, a 4.3 average, and that time got a signal cross with Kitten a little bit, kind of ran into him, and then that stops his momentum, has to restart it. By that time, the Galaxy defense is able to react and put the stops and fill that hole up.
An injured Frankfurt Galaxy player has momentarily halted the clock. That is Bruce Walker out of UCLA. The nose guard shaken up on the play.
They've got another one down in the defensive backfield. Galaxy's got 2 guys injured. I don't know if they have enough medical staff to cover this emergency here.
You also have Chris Hall, one of the Cowboys' last cuts last season. Quite a talented strong safety. Played at East Carolina. Good to see Bruce Walker, the former Eagle. There he was taken so high. It's a 37th pick overall a couple of years ago in the draft. And off-the-field problems cost him his initial shot at the National Football League.
The number 2 pick for Philadelphia, and that's what's great about it, the World League, in my opinion. It gives guys who maybe had problems earlier in their career or maybe didn't get looked at enough, gives them a second chance to get out here and prove that they can play football. Looks like Chris Hall's walking this one off as well.
A pause in the action this evening. Barcelona with the lead and the football.
They lost pretty much everything.
We were thinking, are we next?
I wanted security I could really feel.
Introducing Security Link from Ameritech. It gives people a feeling that's hard to find nowadays.
Complete peace of mind, 24 hours a day.
Now everything's protected, whether I'm home or not.
If you've been thinking about a home security system, call now for our special offer.
It costs a lot less than we thought.
It's so easy to use.
Now you can get a home security system from the only advanced communications company in the business, Ameritech, a worldwide leader in making communications easy. Call now for our special free start program. Free installation plus 24-hour monitoring for less than $1 a day.
It's a company you can really rely on.
Security Link from Ameritech.
I'm Jackie Garner Kersey, and I have asthma, but it hasn't kept me from setting 4 world records.
because I control my asthma every day. And even if you think you have your asthma under control, you should call the Asthma Control Program from Glaxo Wellcome. They'll send you a free kit full of the latest information to help you understand and manage your asthma better. You'll get lots of useful tools, including a 4-step program that can help you prevent attacks before they occur. And best of all, you'll receive updated information as soon as it's available.
Many asthma patients, including you, can become symptom-free if you follow the daily treatment plan your doctor prescribes. And the Asthma Control Program from Glaxo Wellcome can help. So call 1-800-328-9207 right now.
The sooner you get with the program and stick with the program, the sooner you can take control of your asthma. I don't let asthma control my life, and you don't have to let it control yours either.
Eric Clemens back here in New York. World League Weekend number 3 continues tomorrow morning here on FX. The Rhine Fire pay a visit to the Scottish Claymores, looking to start a new winning streak at Murrayfield Stadium in Edinburgh. Now let's head back out to the action in Barcelona. Paul and Ray standing by, gentlemen.
John Kittner ready to snap it. Back to pass on second down. Kittner in trouble, flips it, Hicks catches it. Good move at the 15. And now hauled down. The substitution, Scotty Lewis is checked in, number 96 for the injured Bruce Walker. Hendrick Bowden makes the play there. The right end, and also Greg Evans in the secondary reports for Chris Hall.
Now look for Michael Hicks to sneak out of the backfield. First of all, he's involved in protection. Protection's not bad. The coverage is just excellent. Kittner nowhere to go with it. Shows great pocket presence to finally be able to spot his man Hicks, dump it over the middle, pick up a few yards.
An important play here, especially for Frankfurt in terms of momentum, if they could reclaim possession of the ball, flipped out and off the fingertips of Hicks. So after opening 4 for 4 through the air, John Kittner has cooled off considerably. Misconnects here with Hicks out of the backfield, and it's 3 and out.
He rushed that pass. I'm wondering if that interception might have rattled John Kittner a little bit. The first one he's thrown all year. Comes out the next series, and they have to punt. So things are starting to turn a little bit for John Kittner. It'll be interesting as this develops to see how he handles it for his first adversity of this young season.
Jeff Beckley, who kicked for his head coach Jack McNell at Boston College. That was nearly blind. Here comes Vernon, returner, what they called him with the Bills. Heads to the far side and gets a wicked block. And they have lost a couple of yards on the return. He tiptoes. What a hit was laid on Greg Malo in the open field. And the tackle by Roderick Green. And the penalty will be back and marked off against Barcelona.
Got an illegal man downfield, leaving too soon to cover the punt. But that punt was almost blocked by Baron Miles, who blocked 6 punts when he was with the University of Nebraska, and blocked a couple of kicks as well.
Sagra Familia in this city of artists. Salvador Dali in this region of Catalonia. Magnificent artists. Of course, Jose Carreras, the tenor, also very proud Catalonia. Surrounded by culture here tonight, Ray.
A beautiful, beautiful city, no doubt about that, Paul. And we were able to experience a little bit of that last night. And the Spanish get a late start. While we were coming in, they were all just getting out to enjoy the beautiful scenery here in Barcelona.
Ernie Schottner housed his football team about 20 miles from downtown, away from the hustle and bustle. And he hunts his second win of the season.
There is plenty of hustle and bustle. What an active city. A lot of fun exploring it last night. As you look at some of the penalties so far today, Barcelona has really hurt themselves thus far with their 4 penalties. And it's going to make them punt this one from their own end zone now. Looks like a good opportunity for the Galaxy to get excellent field position.
Beckley boomed a 58-yarder high atop Mount Zurich a moment ago. How does he do here out of his own end zone? Again, nearly blocked. Turner from his 32. That's the 40. Lowers his head, fails to reach the 45-yard line. Carlos Brooks out of Bowling Green. A greeting committee in green for Turner. To return kicks a few years ago, had an outstanding year doing that for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. In fact, got a regular practice returning kicks
Well, you never want to lead the league in kickoff returns. That's an old rule. It means you're getting too much practice, working at it too much. But Turner's the only Tampa Bay Buck ever to bust a kickoff return for a touchdown. Did that in 1994.
In only the 18th year of the Bucks franchise.
Took him a little while.
2 decades or so. Here's May back at the helm. Working the ball inside. Bobby Phillips, the Steeler. Vince Martino talking to his lineman.
91, Eric Naposki's going to come in from the side on this one and fill this hole up. There he is sitting in the hole. Closes very nicely. Picture perfect tackle. Eyes right on the football. Knocks Bobby Phillips down. Good defense. Naposki, the fire marshal of this Barcelona team. We'll get into that story as this develops.
There was a near tragic development earlier this week here in Barcelona involving the team and its hotel. They had a hotel fire. Phillips rides the pile. That might be a first down. In fact, Monday evening they were chased at 4:30 in the morning where the Barcelona Dragons from their team hotel. Members of the Dragons team calling it the scariest thing many had ever experienced. But Naposki had the presence of mind to stand down in front of the hotel and check off for Jack Bicknell every one of the players to make certain everyone got out safely. They did. The damage was repaired, and a day later the team moved back in.
Naposki, the fire marshal, the fire starter would have to be Tom Robsock. It started in his room, a candle used to ward off mosquitoes and whatnot. Fell into his bed, lit it on fire. He said his feet got hot, and that's how he woke up on that one.
Very, very lucky.
But very fortunate that everyone was all right, and they are now back into that hotel.
Timeout, a 30-second timeout taken by Chad May. And perhaps we'll be able to listen in to Ernie Statner.
Timeout. Yeah. Okay, well, that would be like that. No, wait. That timeout is like that. Hey, no. You got to tell those linemen they got to get under these guys and drive them. Okay?
Spoken by a man who was a Hall of Fame lineman in his playing days for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but that was on the other side of the football, wearing number 70 as a defensive lineman.
Well, Ernie knows what works against him, and it's usually the low man wins in the trenches, and his 2 cents might be the most important 2 right there, as this is a third and very short, and it's going to be the low man coming off the football, which will get the push.
Both sides dig in. May behind the center. Which spot, left or right? He rode right behind Emerson Martin, Pittsburgh Steeler, 315 pounds.
I don't know where they're going to mark this. It looked to me as if Chad May had enough for the first down. We'll see if we get a upfield foot mark or the downfield foot mark. It looks like a good mark for the Galaxy, and they're probably going to have to measure. No, first down.
So the possession continues for Frankfurt. For the frustration of Jack Bicknell.
Let's see who gets lower on this replay. Look at the push of this offensive line. Good job of getting down, particularly by big number 65, Ron Collins on that one. Got under his man, got the push, enabling Chad May to pick up the first down yardage.
What Frankfurt's been able to do as well, Ray, they had a 7-play drive that resulted in a Kleiman 35-yard field goal. Here is Phillips guarding inside the 40 and the 35 for a first down. They are maintaining possession of the football and keeping John Ketna and the top offense in the World League on the sidelines. Ball control here. Very effective.
You're going to get a great block by the fullback in this one right here, number 19, right there. Well, we got a little wild with that, but excellent job by Jim Kitt coming outside, paving the way for Bobby Phillips.
So this ball control attack, doing what they can do, and that's run the ball. Again, cradled into the arms of Phillips, now with close to 60 yards rushing this evening. Bobby Phillips ran for 87 on opening day. That was a loss in London, but he did score a touchdown. Last week, 141 yards, and that 65-yard burst for a score came in Frankfurt in Ball Stadium. And tonight, very solid and at the center of the Frankfurt universe.
Doing a great job. This is an excellent running back who should be able to help out the Pittsburgh Steelers next year, if only in the return game.
There's some talent already in Pittsburgh, though. David Bailey, number 70, appeared to jump. The right guard.
He drew Leroy Glover offsides. Glover gets off that ball quicker than anybody that I've seen in this league.
Right of the snap. Ball start. Number 70, the offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
Bailey had worked against Jeff Lageman in the Jacksonville Jaguars camp. I think he'd be ready for first time, and watch him jump here.
That's the man that twitches a little bit early. And here comes Glover, and he's going to get a piece of Chad May if he can, one way or another.
Costly penalty. Second down now, pushes it back to the 38. May, three-step drop. Throws broken up. In and out of the hands of his tight end, Vernon Hippler. Dante DePaula pounded him to knock it free. DePaula, right. Brooks, Panote, all getting into the act for the secondary.
This is an inside-out route where the inside guy's going to run outside. The outside guy is slant inside. May's got to read the open man. He goes for the tight end. I think that one should have been caught, regardless of caught or not. DePaula puts the pow on when he gets there.
The former defensive captain, University of Cal, Berkeley. Berkeley Bear, the draw to Seibert. Seibert was running room, could not escape the arms of Juan Long. Linebacker out of Mississippi State wrapped him up.
Good thing Long made that stop, hung on for dear life, because if he doesn't, Ingo Seibert may be scoring his 8th touchdown, a national record in the World League. On little draw play, Seibert sees his hole and watches Long. He's just going to get a little hand on him, and he's able to just slide down the body, get onto the ankles. Otherwise, Seibert's going a long way.
Here will come a 4-point field goal try of 50 yards. In the World League, a 50-yard field goal is good for 4 points. This for Kleiman would tie the game and be his career best, and he attempted to overkick it. You see the result. Swung too hard, perhaps lost his footing too. He ends up on his backside. And it's no good.
Paulie had a wind blowing into his face too, but it's going to be the plant foot. Watch his plant foot and see that right there. He slips trying to plant the kick, and you're never going to be able to hit one when you lose the plant foot. That's where all your power comes from. That's the fulcrum of your swing.
So following the missed field goal try, excellent field position for Barcelona as the ball will be marked at the spot of the previous miss. Kleiman can kick. We saw him boot a 43-yarder last week.
He claims a 56-yarder in practice, and I know Ernie wanted to give him this shot, get the team pumped up with the first 4-pointer ever in the World League. And we'll see if it backfires. We'll see how John Kittner responds after a poor series the last 2 times out.
Then the first 4-pointer for Kleiman and the first 4 this season. And here is Kittner. Under pressure, Kittner sacked. Dropped back at the 34-yard line by David Webb. Of the campus of USC, he used to paint his face, Ray Bentley. You got to like the looks of this.
You got to love a guy who will paint his face. You know I do. Webb's an excellent speed rusher. He runs a 4.6 40 coming around the end. That's his 2nd sack of the year. And he's a guy that'll spark the defense. He's excitable. He'll get it going down there. And maybe some other guys will catch fire in his Galaxy defense.
He played against Frankfurt for the World Bowl champion Scottish Claymores last year. They went in signing prior to this season. Kittner zips it right down the field, and there is a sliding grab. For the first down, Tyree Davis, the man who hauled in the touchdown pass. The gain of 17.
Yeah, it's about time they went back to Davis.
Come on, babe. Keep it right.
960 Jet. He's the guy that got him going early, and they're going to throw the ball again on this one, trying to get Kittner back into a rhythm. Watch this throw from Kittner, because this one is going to be right on the money, coming right at you. It's going to hit his man Davis right in the hand.
Kittner ready to work again on first down. Rolling, throwing, and perhaps just throwing it away. The closest target, Alfonso Browning. In talking to his head coach in Seattle, Dennis Erickson, earlier in the week, he has watched the 2 games that John has played here in Europe, and he says what has impressed him, John Kittner, is his ability to scramble, his strength, and his presence at the line of scrimmage, something that he hadn't seen all that much because he was the 3rd quarterback last year with the Seattle Seahawks.
Seattle's scheme is very similar to what they do in Barcelona. He likes that. He also likes Kittner's acceleration. When he sees a gap scrambling, he takes it quick.
Second down, comes once, sets up the screen, and this is Hicks. And Hicks close to the 40-yard line before David Webb knocked him down. Next week, the World League will find action taking place in Amsterdam. Frankfurt will return home to host the reigning World Bowl champion Claymores. And London will have its first go-around with the Barcelona Dragons. Tickets available for all 3 games, and check your local listings around the world to watch us here on television. The World League. For Kittner. Stumbling away from center at midfield.
Batted down, nearly picked off.
That was the Galaxy's Hillary Butler, the linebacker, who got his right hand on it. Well, if he could catch Hillary, would be a wide receiver.
Give him a spear because he needed to stab that one. He almost did with one arm, but I think what happened in that one is Kittner stumbled out of the blocks. He wasn't able to really get set and make a good pass on that one. It almost cost him interception. What it did cost him is a 3rd down opportunity. Now they have to punt the ball back to the Galaxy.
Oh, we know Beckley can hit it for distance. How about finesse? Karen Miles awaits in single safety. It bounds at the 5 and will skip into the end zone. A touchback to be down at the 20-yard line. Barcelona scores on its opening possession. Frankfurt responding later with a field goal. We have nearly played the entire first half tonight in Olympic Stadium, and it's 7-3.
Well, I think this one is playing the way Ernie Stotner would hope that it would. A low-scoring contest. His team playing excellent defense after a shaky start, which saw Barcelona take that first drive down and score a touchdown. But Ernie's got it going on the ground game. He's eating up a lot of time of possession, and he's in striking distance. He's got to feel good about the way things are going right now.
Chad Bay still with only 1 completion in this football game. Phillips wrestled down on his back. Willie Smith. Hugh Hunter may have gotten him there, the former 1AA All-American and an ex-Jet. Last season, their 6th-round selection, and checking in Vernon Turner. He and Ingo Seibert, along with Bobby Phillips. Strong showings against Amsterdam. Turner rushed for better than 70 yards. That may have been overlooked in all the Bobby Phillips hoopla. Not much this time.
What's happening, Paul, is Barcelona Dragons are realizing that all Frankfurt can do is run the football. They're stacking up 8 men in the box, putting the stops on this. This is the trenches right here. It's a good job that time by Oliver Barnett of beating his block, so he eats up the fullback, Jim Kitts, so there's no one really to lead the way into the hole for Vernon Turner, and there's a no-game play.
The average, 60%, almost 70% on the ground. Here is May on 3rd down, hunting his 2nd completion of the night. And a very low percentage pass for a number of reasons. Mario Bailey, the intended target, guarded in single coverage by Michael Wright. But again, Bailey is not 100% healthy with the pulled abdomen. Wright has played well defensively. Very low chance of completing that, and it's time to punt again.
Well, you can see the frustration on Ernie Stotner's face there. I would not be surprised to see Steve Pallure come out and try to get something going through the air for the Galaxy offense.
Whistles. Play stop momentarily. We may have our 2-minute warning, and we do. The 2-minute warning to both the Barcelona and Frankfurt sidelines here in Olympic Stadium, and we'll return with more on FX.
Life is
The race against yourself.
setting goals. Focus. The phase plan. Reaching goals. 2,837 free throws. Putting back what you lose. Being the underdog.
Life is
Beginning.
being me.
Me. Life is a sport. Drink it up.
It's the largest set ever built. The largest set ever destroyed.
Somebody tell me what the hell is going on?
There are going to be a million dead people if we don't evacuate.
Sunday on FX.
Put as many people in front of it as it takes.
Tommy Lee Jones and Ann Hayes take you behind the scenes
This is no good. Get out of here.
as one of Hollywood's hottest motion pictures explodes. It's the making of Volcano. Sunday at 6 on FX.
Are you tired of struggling with can openers? There's always a sharp metal edge. Ouch! Now there's Perfect Can. It opens the safe, easy way without sharp metal edges. Other openers cut a metal edge that's sharp as a razor. Perfect Can cuts so smoothly, it won't even pull these stockings. The secret is the side-winding action. It cuts along the side of the can under the thick safety lip. Tired of messy tinfoil covers? Perfect Can's lids fit safely on top of the can. Ordinary openers get stuck. What a mess! Perfect Can cuts a perfect circle in seconds. The handle turns quickly and easily, then just discard the lid. Perfect Can is dishwasher safe. Now order Perfect Can for only $14.95. Order now, and as a bonus, get the deluxe bottle and jar opener. Pops open the tightest seals, the world's best can opener, and the best bottle opener, all only $14.95.
To order Perfect Can, have your credit card ready and call toll-free 1-800-368-3600. To send check or money order for $14.95 plus $3.95 shipping to Perfect Can, 507 Maple Leaf Drive, Nashville, Tennessee. But for quicker service, call 1-800-368-3600.
Eric Clemens back in our New York studios. Coming up on the Doctor's Halftime Report, a full recap of week number 3, World League action, plus a special look at Hall of Fame head coach Ernie Stautner. Let's go back out to Paul and Ray in Barcelona.
Our 2-minute warning. Whistle down now. Back to football. Former Florida State baseball pitcher turned putter, Scott Player, rather. Kicking to Tyree Davis. One booming kicks that we have seen tonight. And he backed that up. It rolls dead at the 23-yard line. Scott Player. What an effort. I love that single bar face mask, too. Ernie Stautner football.
Yeah, it looks a little bit like Billy Kilmer. I know you've made that comparison right there. But boy, what a nice punt that one. Had a little backspin on it. Looked to me like a Paul Kennedy wedge coming in from about 100 yards.
He had played he had played at Dick Hauser Stadium for Mike Martin at FSU, that national powerhouse baseball program at Scott Player, until he injured his arm. And starred for Bobby Bowden in the kicking game. Tallahassee. 2-minute offense now for John Kittner. What can he do? Time's against it. He guns downfield, and that is caught near midfield. Picture perfect pinpoint passing, Shedrick Wilson, the Houston Oilers out of LSU.
Well, that was a dart. He just stuck that one in there, hit Wilson right on the numbers. Now they're running around. It's the 2-minute drill, and watch Kittner direct traffic in this. It's a thing of beauty.
Another first down, 125 and counting. Kittner to the sideline. Well, he's hit. That is a fumble. Loose ball on the field. Frankfurt owns the football. The fates have turned against John Kittner and in favor of the Frankfurt Galaxy. He has thrown an interception tonight, and now the critical fumble with 1:21 remaining in the first half.
Yeah, he's disgusted with himself. He doesn't know quite what happened. He tried to pull it down because it wasn't there. Good coverage by Frankfurt. But he pulls this thing down, and it falls out of his hand, and it's jumped on by an opportunistic Galaxy defense who now, with 1:21 left, knocking on the door here. Big play right there by Hillary Butler. Dreadlocks and all.
Chad May, flap of the hand, snaps, chin strapped tight from the 39. Gerton snaps it to it. And sliding down a slippery turf, Bobby Phillips. 112, as you see in your Fox box tonight. Bobby Phillips, the Steeler, the only man to have led the Central Intercollegiate Athletic Association in rushing 3 consecutive years. He did so at Virginia Union, Richmond, Virginia.
Yeah, this is curious use of the clock here for Ernie Stautner. As you check out the turnovers, Barcelona 2 on the night. Not surprised that this team isn't in a hurry-up offense, running it from the line of scrimmage. I guess this really emphasizes the problems they're having with that passing game.
May, not even out of the gun either. May throws to the sideline. That is caught by Tibbs, who turns it upfield to the 30 rather than heading to the sideline. And as you can see, the clock continues to run and now is halted on the timeout taken. Kitts could have spun to his right and with a step or two been out of bounds.
Well, I think he's trying to get extra yardage because I think Ernie Stautner right now is thinking a field goal in this situation. Obviously he is. If you take a look from the quarterback's perspective, Chad May slipped a little bit with the back foot. Had a problem with that last week. Was able to get this one out. Here's a nice throw. And he gets the kid who takes the inside. Actually, probably couldn't have got to the sideline. It would have been a tough, so he takes the inside route on that one. Gets himself first down yardage. And also, more importantly, maybe within the range of Ralph Kleinman's right leg as he'll try to get him within a point with a field goal to end this drive.
Kleiman warms up. Andrew Moore, special teams center, works. Snapping the ball. They had trouble with that last week. Steve Pallure would regularly be the holder. And now May on. May with just his second completion there, the property of the Arizona Cardinals. You see the timeouts remaining for this one-time Kansas State star, the all-time leading passer in the history of Wildcat football at Midwest. Now here from the 31, less than 30 seconds remaining. Sacked for a third time, swarmed under this time Leroy Glover and Oliver Barnett. A tidal wave of green. That takes him out of field goal range.
Watch the penetration here. Chad May doesn't have time. This is where he's got to let the ball go, but it's not there. And Oliver Barnett coming up on the inside. Also a great rush on the outside that time from Hugh Hunter. And they double-teamed and knocked Barnett down. And now you're looking at a 55-yard field goal attempt.
Kleiman for 4 points. This for a 4. It'll be close to the crossbar. And no, he didn't nail it. We are at halftime as Kleiman misfires. The clock has expired. Your score through 2 quarters of play on a lovely evening in Barcelona. It's the Galaxy with a field goal trailing the Dragons.
There's a big cover-up performed by millions of people every day. People who have ugly nail fungus. It turns nails colors, makes them thick or brittle. But now you may be able to go barefoot without embarrassment. With more beautiful nails, healthier, clearer nails. You see, nail fungus lives deep under the nail at the base. That's why it's so hard to get rid of. But by calling this number now, you'll receive a free video and learn how it may be possible to get beautiful, healthy nails back. Because today, your doctor has effective treatments that attack the fungus right where it lives. So call to uncover the truth about nail fungus and get your free video on nail care and treatments. The sooner you call, the sooner you may be able to go barefoot without embarrassment.
Searching for major movies? Turn on FX Major Movie Sunday. A major Hollywood movie every Sunday. This Sunday at 8, Anthony Edwards packs his pocket protector and goes head-to-head with John Goodman in the zany comedy Revenge of the Nerds.
Let's get those nerds!
Dressed for success, Anthony Edwards unites the socially challenged. You're gonna love it. John Goodman and Anthony Edwards star in Revenge of the Nerds. Turn it on this Sunday at 8 for FX Major Movie Sunday.
This Doctor's happening. Welcome to the Doctor's Halftime Report. Eric Clemens back in our FX studios in New York. Halftime of the game you're watching, Barcelona Dragons leading Frankfurt 7-3 at the break at Montjuic Stadium. John Kitna, the league's leading passer, not having such an easy time, picked off once and also fumbled once, turning it over in the first half of that contest. Now, let's recap the first half of that particular game you're watching, going out to Montjuic Stadium on a perfect night for football in Spain. Great night for football. This guy's panning. Hey, you're supposed to be at the game. Your team battling for a World Bowl berth. John Kitna, early on, hitting Tyree Davis. 34 yards later, it's a touchdown. Kitna still off to a hot start, 7-0 Barcelona. Frankfurt tried to mount a comeback. Bobby Phillips, though, hit by Juan Long, stopping him on 3rd and short. And then later, Kitna throws his first interception of the season on the deep ball. Johnny Dixon, a 30-yard return down the far sideline, setting up Frankfurt. However, later in the second, Kitna dropping back. He is fumbled. He is hit and fumbles the football. 7-3 at the half. Not easy for the Barcelona Dragons and John Kitna in this one. Now let's go out to Amsterdam Arena. Earlier today, the Admirals at home for the second time this season. And in the first quarter, they get off to a good start. Brent Moss of the Rams running it in from 8 yards, 7-0. Admirals take the lead. In the second, Mike McCoy
hits the converted quarterback. Robert Hall on the fly pattern, 48 yards, set up this touchdown by Ralph Dawkins. 5 yards for the score, 14-0 Amsterdam. You think Ralph is excited? I'd say so. London offensive line coach Bob Mishak saying to his players, hey, we can get back in this one, but big plays ruin them. Even off the fumbled fake punch snap, Moss scoops it up and runs for 24 yards before anybody really even notices on the London special teams. That was a big first down. Put them at the 24-yard line. 4 plays later, Ralph Dawkins runs the ball. Look at him stretch it out for the touchdown, 27-6 Admirals. Then this pass by Stan White deflected, intercepted by Carpenter. Now he's going in. He'll fumble, and it just lays there for Jay Phillips, who picks it up for the score. 34-6, the Admirals go on to win it. The Admirals defense with 7 sacks. Moss, 19 carries for 82 yards and a touchdown. And the Admirals, remember, had scored only 13 points in the first 2 weeks. They rack up 34 earlier today. Nick Harling and Bill Moss caught up with Amsterdam head coach Al Luganville and quarterback Mike McCoy after the Admirals' big victory.
Al, congratulations. How important was this win for the franchise?
Well, I said earlier in the week to our team that this was a make or break it for us for 97. We had to win today, and it was London has played well up until the last half of the last game and tonight, and we just played better, to be honest with you.
I saw you took some shots deep. Was that something you had planned all week, or is it something that opened up in the game for you?
Well, we knew they were going to play a lot of man-to-man coverage, and we knew that we had receivers that are very skilled, and that we had a great opportunity to go by them. You know, it's something we weren't planning going into it to go deep that much, but what they were giving us with their defense, you know, was an opportunity we had to take, and so this was a week we had to get a win.
Amsterdam snapping a 3-game losing skid dating back to the season finale in 1996. Halftime in Barcelona, the Dragons leading the Frankfurt Galaxy 7-3. A special look at Ernie Stautner when the Doctors' halftime report continues.
FedEx will come to your office to pick up your 2-day package for an extra charge.
UPS will come to your office to pick up your 2-day package for an extra charge.
The U.S. Postal Service already comes to your office every day. So we'll pick up your priority mail 2 to 3-day package for free.
So, what's your priority? Switch to priority mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
Pantalón.
Hey, she says nice pants. Is a nice boy.
Doc, khaki. You know that feeling you get with ordinary contact lenses? It's the buildup of dirt and deposits.
Tell about the free contact.
I'm getting there, hon. Then I called Johnson & Johnson at 1-800-701-5800 and got a free trial pair of AccuView from my doctor. AccuView always gives me the comfort of fresh new lenses. If you want a free pair, call 1-800-701-5800.
They're toll-free.
It is free. The call is free, and so is the free trial pair. Oh, and if you call now, you save $10 off your purchase price and $10 later, so you can really clean up.
I love this next part.
Please. Which is a good idea since this is what an ordinary contact lens looks like after just a few months. But with AccuView, you'll always get fresh new lenses.
And the doctors.
Maybe that's why AccuView is the lens prescribed most often by doctors.
Mr. Curtis?
Including yours.
Wait, they know about the free pair?
They know.
Oh, and the savings. $10 now, $10 later?
They know. Change to AccuView for more comfortable contacts. Call 1-800-701-5800.
This Dockers halftime report is brought to you by Dockers Khakis, the go-to khakis from Frankfurt to Barcelona. Hey, nice pants.
Welcome back to our studio as the halftime report continues. For 46 years, Ernie Stautner has been involved with pro football, and at nearly 70 years of age, apparently things are working because Ernie Stautner, the Hall of Famer, still has the Midas touch.
Ernie Staudner's link to the NFL spans nearly half a century, from his playing days with the Pittsburgh Steelers to his coordination of the Dallas Cowboys' doomsday defense of the 1970s. His life has come full circle in a way, returning to the land he was born in as head coach of the Frankfurt Galaxy.
I came from Germany. I was born over in Germany, and I started playing football in grade school in the Sandlot. My mother and father didn't want me to play football, but I couldn't stop. And I was extremely fortunate. I figured that I was drafted by the NFL. And the NFL has been a tremendous factor in my life. In fact, I've been in the NFL since 1950.
Staudner has proven to his World League opponent that experience equals success. Last season, the Galaxy lost World Bowl 96 to Scotland, but 95 was a different story when Frankfurt won it all, an accomplishment this Hall of Famer considers to be at the top of his list.
A World Bowl title is like a Super Bowl title to me. I've always believed that I wasn't a loser. I knew I was a winner.
And in Frankfurt, the fans certainly know a winner when they see one.
The Galaxy fans, they're very loyal to the team. They've become much more sophisticated than anyone ever thought.
Although he's 5 decades older than most of his players, Staudner has bridged the generation gap, forging relationships that ensure success.
Coach Staudner has learned to get along with us, and we've learned to get along with him. I wouldn't want to play for anybody else.
I just enjoy winning and having my players. Everybody enjoys winning, of course.
Of course, the win by the Galaxy today moves Ernie Staudner one step closer to a shot at his 3rd consecutive World Bowl appearance. Speaking of the World Wide Web, the NFL Spring League has its own internet page, www.worldleague.com. Nice headline page there. You can see the current standings coming into Week 3. Let's find out a little bit about the Barcelona Dragons, who you're watching right now. Dragons have their own page, news and notes right there. And, of course, they're off to their best start, as it tells you, since 1991, when they began at 4-0. Let's go back and tell you that FX also has its own page here on the Internet. You can find out all the latest television schedule information right at your fingertips. And next week, Saturday, May 3rd, a doubleheader right here, Scotland at Frankfurt on FX, beginning Saturday at 1 p.m., followed up by Rhine and Amsterdam at 4, and on Sunday at 10 a.m., Barcelona, the Dragons, in London, and they might be trying to make it 4-0. We're about set for second half action, and we'll send it back out to Barcelona and Paul and Ray when World League action on FX returns in just a moment.
Don't move! Johnny Depp, Holly Robinson, cops undercover in the hostile world called high school. The criminals are getting younger every day. They're the only cops keeping up with them.
Good work, Matt.
Johnny Depp, Holly Robinson, in 21 Jump Street. Tonight at 7, one place, FX.
Searching for an inside look at the American dream? Let FX take you to Minnesota, Baseball Minnesota, where you get a real-world view of the minor leagues. And every day is a fight to get to the majors. From the owners to the manager, the families and the fans, all eyes are on the men who have the courage to dream and the talent to win. Tune into FX and get behind the scenes of the minor leagues, because there's more to the game of baseball than what you see on the field. Baseball Minnesota, Sunday at 7.
Searching for major movies? Turn on FX Major Movie Sunday, a major Hollywood movie every Sunday. This Sunday at 8, Anthony Edwards packs his pocket protector and goes head-to-head with John Goodman in the zany comedy Revenge of the Nerds.
Let's get those nerds!
Dressed for success, Anthony Edwards unites the socially challenged. You're gonna love it. John Goodman and Anthony Edwards star in Revenge of the Nerds. Turn it on this Sunday at 8 for FX Major Movie Sunday.
The Festival of St. George, who in Catalan mythical lore slayed the dragon, allow the Dragons lead, invading Frankfurt 7-3 in a defensive struggle. They have thrown flame upon our quarterbacks, and both John Kitna and Frankfurt Chad May have struggled in the first half of play.
You know, particularly Chad May has had a tough time getting this thing going. Look at the quarterback comparison. Chad May 2 of 12 for only 22 yards, a net of 1 yard passing. Kitna, not up to his normal standard, hitting 50%, but he's got that interception. That may have rattled him. Of course, he had the fumble later on, and that has really put the stop to a high-powered Dragon offense.
You look at the first half numbers, and again, defensively oriented. In the Galaxy's favor, though, the bottom line, time of possession. They were able to grind it out on the ground and keep the #1 offense in the World League, that belonging to Barcelona, on the sideline.
All these numbers scream out defense to me, particularly the third down conversion. Both teams playing excellent defense. Look at this Galaxy passing yards, 1 yard. That is unacceptable, and I know Ernie Staudner had some nice words at halftime, and despite the fact the Galaxy's running the ball well, controlling the clock, and that's really what's keeping them in the ballgame, that and the Dragons' turnovers. 2 turnovers for Barcelona, none yet for Frankfurt.
From the St. Louis Rams, Joe Wood, ready to kick off. The ball cocked on the tee at the 30-yard line, or it will be shortly. We are waiting on our chain gang to arrive, and they are just now running into the stadium. A very long siesta at halftime.
Yeah, they got caught in that hot dog line, I'm sure.
Wood puts the wood to it. And it's over, Vernon Turner said. A quarterback change now for Frankfurt. We cast our eyes once again upon Steve Pullor. In his 11th professional season, the former starting quarterback a decade ago for the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, Steve Pullor came in last week, did a decent job hitting on 5 of 9 for 40 yards and sparked a field goal drive at the end that really iced it away, the Galaxy's first victory at home. And we'll get a shot to see what Steve's going to do here. However, he's going to hand this first one off, a dive play.
So the reports of Steve Pullor's professional football demise, to quote Mark Twain and to paraphrasing, would be greatly exaggerated. On in relief of Chad May, the man whose teammates they call Pops, looks to pop a quick pass here, and instead at the age of 34, he is scrambling up to the 25-yard line. And there is May on the sideline with Steve Tannehill with the headset and the clipboard.
Look at those numbers. 20 passes completed, sacked 15 times, unacceptable.
Phillips wrapped up, driven back again. Nowhere to go for him. You saw Bruce Walker had a piece of him. Hugh Hunter made 4 tackles in the first 2 quarters. He gets a piece of Phillips here for number 5. So Chad May, and the Cardinals, he and Stoney Case, who plays for Barcelona too. After what is the sack is recorded here on Pullor, Hugh Hunter making his candidacy as the World League's Defensive Player of this week. Leroy Glover won it last week. Hunter has been sterling tonight in his home debut.
This is the guy right there that's going to fire in and make the sack, but the play is made by Glover. Gets off the ball so quick, beats his man, flushes Pullor out of the pocket, and then Hunter is able to finish the play off coming from the outside.
The sacks continue to mount. That will be 4 now for Barcelona. Fair catch called for and made by Tyree Davis at his own 40-yard line. Pullor has to scramble once and is sacked himself. Shaky start there for the Galaxy, and now Barcelona with the football, and Kitna remains in the game. You know, on that sideline, as mentioned a second ago, Stoney Case, allocated here from the Arizona Cardinals, has yet to play for Barcelona.
And he's the backup guy right there for Arizona. He's behind Kent Graham. They also drafted Jake Plummer. It's a logjam at quarterback for Arizona.
Kitna, the short drop, and now fires, and that is caught by Shedrick Wilson in front of Chris Hall. All, by the way, with 5 tackles. So yeah, you draft Jake the Snake. You have Kent Graham, Stoney Case, and Chad May. If Case is going to stand on the sideline, he might as well fly on back to Arizona and join the ball club and lift weights, get in the program there.
Wouldn't surprise me to see that happen before this season ends.
So Kitna opens up with the completion, and now the delayed handoff. Wrapped up and dropped Terry Wilburn back in the game at tailback. Sean Banks on the stop, and there with the baseball cap. One of the great collegiate players, New Mexico history.
Tony Case came over here, wanted to get some looks. He's actually standing on the sidelines, holding clipboards and helping coach a little bit there. That's not what he wants out of this league. I'd be very surprised to see him stay here unless something happens to give him an opportunity. Meanwhile, Chad May on the other side, not making the most of his opportunity in the World League.
Third down. Possession snap. Kittner. Over the middle. Pass incomplete. Off the helmet of the linebacker, Sean Banks, and now a flag. Thrown from the side. Intended for the tight end, Bryce Burnett. Actually, ricocheted off Banks, the linebacker.
I think they're going to get Banks for a defensive holding on this one. Initially had great coverage. They were trying to get to that tight end Burnett on an option route. And the Banks with good coverage, but he hung on a little too long. And that's going to be defensive pass interference or holding. Either way, a first down, keeping this drive alive for the Dragons. Banks is upset. See if you can see him. It's going to be on the right side of your, left side of your screen. And watch, see if you can see him hanging on there at the end. I don't know. That was a tough angle, tough call to make that. But I guess if Banks had done the proper technique looking back soon enough, he would have intercepted the ball.
Fresh shut it down. They extend the possession for Case, or rather, Kittner. Checks off at the line of scrimmage. Hands the ball inside. Becknell talks to his quarterback, Kittner.
Right, 60, Z-Cross Rio. The old Z-Cross Rio, Paul.
On the receiving end is, of course, Kittner with the receiver in his helmet. His head coach at Seattle, Dennis Erickson, says in their offense, they check a great deal at the line of scrimmage. And here, Kittner is getting all of this practice, all of this experience playing for Jack McNeil, calling plays up at the line, making the proper reads.
And one thing they say about John Kittner, he understands coverages. He's getting excellent coaching from Dick Curl. When we talked to John Kittner, he mentioned Curl several times, says he treats these guys like NFL guys. They run it like an NFL practice and in all the situations, and it's just great experience for a young quarterback.
Davis, the bottom of your screen. Slot right formation, Sammy Adelante up top. Kittner nearly intercepted as the receiver fell down. Davis slipping. Cecil Doggett, who has been doggedly determined against Barcelona in games gone by, nearly had what would have been his 5th interception against Barcelona in 2 seasons alone.
He had 2 in each game last year, and boy, if he can get the hands on the ball instead of trying to cradle it with the shoulder, that'd have been another big interception. With the incomplete, however, it puts Barcelona under the gun, 3rd and 9.
Cecil Doggett off the campus of West Virginia. That's World League President Oliver Luck's alma mater. 3rd and very long. Kittner running out of time. Fires deep downfield, and that's too high for Shedrick Wilson at the 10-yard line. Special K, Jack Kellogg. Pat on the helmet. Had him lined up in the crosshairs. Well, you got to think. You have to think here, if Stoney Case is ever going to play, this might be a situation that favors him getting into the game.
Well, certainly Kittner's struggled since that first drive when he hit Tyree Davis for the big touchdown. That time, though, that was on Shedrick Wilson a little bit. He kind of stopped his route, and Kittner expected to keep running on into the end zone and thus overthrew the ball.
2 punts. Jeff Beckley. Travis Hanna, who calls for the fair catch, and now will make the fair catch at his 12-yard line. Ernie Stotner saying we need our punt return men to make the catch rather than letting the ball hit the ground. He will have the football, Will Early, for Frankfurt, trailing 7-3 in the 3rd.
It all started with this dime tip. Suddenly, I was what? So I gave myself a day off and went shopping. It was so great. Everything I tried on felt like it was cut just for me. Later at the salon, Candace Bergen shows up with my phone bill.
This will make your day.
Every call was just a dime a minute when I'm home, evenings and weekends. On the way out, I pass the dime on. Who wouldn't want a great rate like that?
Call now for 200 minutes free.
Before he made motion picture history. Before he became the biggest movie star in the world.
And we make with the Kleenex here.
He was already making us laugh out loud. On In Living Color.
We check the gray squirrel, we check the gray squirrel.
Coming home. The only place you can see Jim Carrey every night.
Alrighty.
Is on FX. 2 back-to-back episodes of In Living Color.
My job here is done.
It's the largest set ever built. The largest set ever destroyed.
Somebody tell me what the hell is going on?
There are going to be a million dead people if we don't evacuate.
Sunday on FX.
Put as many people in front of it as it takes.
Tommy Lee Jones and Anne Heche take you behind the scenes
This is no good. Get out of here.
as one of Hollywood's hottest motion pictures explodes. It's the making of Volcano. Sunday at 6 on FX.
With Ray Bentley, I'm Paul Kennedy. We are in the third quarter in a defensively dominated game, quite evident by our score. And Steve Fuller hoping to change that at quarterback right now for Frankfurt as Bobby Phillips, running hard, takes a tumble. Bobby Phillips on his way to a second consecutive 100-yard rushing performance, now with more than 60 yards on the ground. The Redskin, Mike Foley, number 97, wheeling down.
Imagine how effective Bobby Phillips would be if they had a passing game to go along with to loosen this defense up. Barcelona's just stacking up the box area, the middle of the field, putting a stop to the rushing game now.
Single back in Kitts for Fuller. Steve throws to him. A one-handed catch near the first down marker. Where did that come from? I thought Jim Kitts was exclusively a blocking back. Lefty here hauls it in.
Well, I think it came from his days in the Arena League with the Albany Fire in 1994-95. Watch him haul this thing in with just one hand. You know, he had to catch a lot of balls in arena football. What a great job at bringing that one in with just one hand. Big play. Now it's a 3rd and short for Pallure and the Galaxy offense.
Did he get the first down? It's been a rough greeting for Steve Pallure, isn't it?
Well, he tried to go over the top on that ball, and that's not advised, especially when Juan Long is going to be up there to meet you.
Here come the chains on. Steve Pallure quarterbacked Frankfurt to the World Bowl last year. Although they fell, he has enjoyed success, especially last season against Barcelona. Steve Pallure throwing 3 separate touchdown passes against Barcelona in the 2 wins last year. And here, calling his own number, earns the first down. He plays with the confidence, the maturity of a man who was in the NFL for close to a decade.
In the second contest against Barcelona last year, he came on in relief like he has done tonight and led them to a late touchdown to give them a 24-21 victory, putting the Galaxy into that World Bowl and ending the hopes for the Dragons.
A Dragon Slayer he was. Hey. Last year, his team still trails, though. Play action this time. Floats it wide open and off on the run. Vernon Turner. Turner at midfield and spelled it out of bounds by Carlos Brooks. The play action after Frankfurt had done nothing but run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. And you have a receiver open.
Well, they catch him in a man-to-man, and number 52, the linebacker, has the coverage that time for the defense. Willie Smith, he got caught on that run fake, and Turner just sneaks outside. Pallure hits him with a nice pass, catches it in full stride, makes great yardage up the sideline.
The gain of 32 on the completion. Great fake here, too, by Pallure throwing, and a miscommunication. Jason Shelley. Pallure with a fine play-action fake there, but again, the 32-yard completion to Vernon Turner, perhaps with some spark, as Ernie Stautner needs to produce offensively. He needs points. Again, only 1 TD this season through 2.5 weeks.
And the passing game has been the problem with that, and they're trying to get it going with play action now, which is great because you know that this defense for the Dragons is stepping it up to stop the run. And you can fool them sometimes and hook people with that play-action look.
Scheller, at the bottom of your screen. Bailey up top. He's going Bailey's way all the way. Speed. Bailey makes the catch inside the 10-yard line. First and goal on the 8. Super Mario Bailey from Pallure.
Give it to Pallure on this one. He knows he has a free play because Foley's offsides in the middle, so he says, hey, we're going to give it all we got, throw it downfield, see what happens. This ball is right on the money. Right here, watch Super Mario just cradle this one in. Huge play, huge catch, and this Galaxy offense is starting to wake up a little bit.
Bailey's streak continues now. Mario has had at least one reception the past 23 straight games of his career. Pallure scrambling, throws it out to the back of the end zone. And ends up on his back. He's got rid of it.
That was a play we saw earlier where the outside man will run an inside route, and then they flare another guy out to the sideline. And the slant route, the inside route was open momentarily, but Pallure got flush from the pocket, wasn't able to get it off on timing. So he, being the wise veteran that he is, throws it out of bounds, lived to fight another down.
Cross sweep, near side. Right back to the line of scrimmage, even with interference for Vernon Turner. Dante DePola, the strong safety. Pretty tough defensively against the run.
Did a great job coming up that time. As you're going to see the pursuit from the defensive line here. Slide across. Vernon Turner trying to take this outside. Kitts leading the thing up. But just a great job by DePaula coming up from the secondary to make the stop. And this has been a trouble area for the Galaxy, having scored only one touchdown from the red zone all year.
Third down and goal now. And no touchdown passes on the season. The blitz is on. Pallure has to unload it. It is near a pick. He had no choice. Willie Smith blitzing. Gets into Pallure's face and about takes his jersey off.
And Pallure got lucky that one wasn't picked. That's a ball he shouldn't have let go in that area, that's for sure. But Willie Smith does not get picked up. You're going to see him from the left side of your screen as the center gets caught up. That's Joe Garton trying to get out to make that pickup. He's not there in time. And the good pressure from Smith forces the Galaxy into yet another field goal try.
Ralph Kleinman, good from 35. How about from 22? It is good. Within a point now. Frankfurt chipping away at Barcelona's lead. A 7-6 football game. A lot of football to be played.
This is the sound of small businesses doing more business with Fridays free. They're doing more because thanks to Sprint, all their long distance on Fridays is free. While the rest of the week, they're still getting Sprint's low flat rates. Even better, call now and get Fridays free until the year 2000 with no term commitment. Call 1-800-598-5000 for Fridays free. Only from Sprint Business.
Whenever there's a day, hello. Whenever there's a touch, and shake will follow. Whenever there's a laugh in the shoe. Whenever there's it's the groove that we do. With the T-O-C-K, or the pop-up, the top. It's a long way to see. The best that won't stop. Always Coca-Cola.
Searching for the heat of Miami? Turn on FX Primetime and discover the excitement, the intensity.
You pulled the trigger. Live with the responsibility.
And the danger. No! Don Johnson, Philip Michael Thomas, and Edward James Olmos star in Miami Vice. Tonight at 9, part of FX Primetime. One place, FX.
Word is you guys are writing a book. Yeah, it's about the fine art of power hitting.
We're calling it Babe Ruth Schmabe Ruth.
It'll teach kids early on, because art takes years of fine-tuning.
Just ask Picasso or Mozart.
Some say your power hitting started the same day you moved to the thin air of Colorado.
You know, Larry and I are getting a little tired of that.
This Monday, the New York Mets take on Cincinnati, or Colorado meets Houston, only on FX.
Barcelona with its second field goal of the night. Ralph Kleiman good from 23 yards out to pull the Galaxy within one. They've had their opportunities. Kleiman has missed twice tonight, and since Barcelona's opening drive, Frankfurt has really dominated play for the most part. On the ground, bobbled Davis, or rather, check that. Alfonso Browning out to the 23-yard line. The World League continues on FX tomorrow. It's the reigning Pro Bowl champion Scottish Claymores hosting the Fire, led by Galen Hall, and wasn't T.J. Rubley so much stronger in week number 2 as the Rhine Fire won. The Claymores and the Fire tomorrow here on FX. Barcelona coming off a win over the Claymores last week in Scotland. They defeated as well Rhine, have beaten both of those teams, and now in their home opener, it's Kitna back to work, the delayed handoff. Not much of a hole. And Terry Wilburn worked over. In his second season, Wilburn out of Tennessee, Chattanooga, the former 49er, on the carry that time.
Oscar Sturgis and Don Reynolds shored that one up, a draw on first down. The Galaxy faked the blitz on that one. I don't know if Kitna checked to it or not, but if he did, that's a good move on the part of the Galaxy, trying to confuse Kitna with a pre-snap look. That time, put the stops on him.
Kitna floats, that was tipped. Wilburn got to it, and then is chopped out at the knees by Greg Evans, the Washington Redskins. Hitting knee high out of TCU.
I think that ball might have been tipped, and that kind of slowed the timing of the play down. See if it gets tipped and who can get this tip over here on the right side. I think that's, I can't catch a number on that, but if the tip is what breaks the timing down in this play, and that gives Greg Evans plenty of time to come over and make a good open field stop on Wilburn.
Browning and Wilson. Bottom of your screen, Davis up top. Third down, they need 8. And now Kitna steps away from center and will take the timeout. As you see the time remaining here in the third on our Fox box. Over to the sideline with a pause in the action. More from Barcelona on this lovely Saturday night in a moment.
Life is
The race against yourself.
setting goals. Focus. The face plan. Reach and goal. 2,837 free throws. Putting back what you lose. Being the underdog.
Life is
Beginning.
being me.
Me. Life is a sport. Drink it up.
Well, Visa Gold bought you the clubs and the clothes and 3 rounds at breathtaking Pebble Beach. The one thing it couldn't buy you was a single decent shot.
I quit. Finish without me.
I can't. Those are my clubs. Fortunately, it had enough purchasing power for your next set of clubs. Visa Gold, it's everywhere you want to be.
The later it gets, the better it gets.
3 words. Bad you love.
First,
I have a sexual appetite. Is that all right with you?
excuse me, weeknights at 11. Tom Skerritt stars in the critically acclaimed Picket Fences.
Vice, Miami.
Then, it's the show whose style and sound changed television forever.
I sort of like to keep it that way if you catch my drift.
Miami Vice. Finally, it's a double dose of outrageous comedy.
2 snaps up.
In living color, primetime comes to late night starting at 11 on FX. Searching for major movies? Turn on FX Major Movie Sunday. A major Hollywood movie every Sunday. This Sunday at 8, Anthony Edwards packs his pocket protector and goes head-to-head with John Goodman in the zany comedy Revenge of the Nerds.
Let's get those birds!
Dressed for success, Anthony Edwards unites the socially challenged. You're gonna love it. John Goodman and Anthony Edwards star in Revenge of the Nerds. Turn it on this Sunday at 8 for FX Major Movie Sunday.
Eric Clemens back at our New York studios here in New York, and FX is the place to be for sports on weekends. We got World League weekends, and on Monday, Major League Monday here on FX. If you're on the East Coast, You'll see the Mets take on Cincinnati, and out west, Colorado takes on Houston. Major League Monday on FX. Back to Paul and Ray.
Steve Pallure, knowing that his Galaxy offense will enjoy the football if John Kitna is unable to convert here, coming off his own timeout on third down, needing 8. John steps away from the heat and throws, and that is caught for the first down up at the 36-yard line. Tyree Davis. Jack Kellogg, the corner out of East Washington, made the stop, but not before this nice grab by Davis.
Kitna's going to get flushed out of the pocket. He's going to roll to his right. They got a little stunt coming up inside. Great job here by Davis getting both feet in. They're going to love that in Houston. He gets both feet down, gets the grab, and more importantly, gets enough yardage for the first down. A lot of times a guy will come back and not have the sticks. That time Davis did.
Kitna in the pocket down the middle of the field. That is caught by Bryce Burnett. The tight end, the linebacker, Sean Banks on him. Burnett hauls it in. His 10th grab of the year. Tied for the team lead with Cedric Wilson. They've got a foot race on here in terms of receivers.
Yeah, they do. And Kitna's heating up again. That time, Bryce Burnett did a great job of releasing from Sean Banks and getting separation downfield. Kitna found him, fired it in there.
The gain of 23, the 12th completion of the night by John Kitna, successively on target. Now trying to split the middle. And Wilburn could not pop it. All of Wilburn's gains have been very short, a yard, yard and a half tonight. And again, he has a very badly sprained right ankle that is heavily taped. Could hardly walk on it Thursday. Yesterday it was a bit better, and he did practice somewhat.
So they did the manipulation thing on that, where they beat it up a little bit, and it's usually sore the next day, but then the day after, it's much improved, and that's enabled him to play tonight.
He got 3, getting into the boundary. That is caught by Travis Hanna, who reaches for the first down marker. Check that, Alfonso Browning, who hauls it in.
They're going to run the out pattern. He's just going to come down. He sees that the corner out there, Jack Kellogg, is playing back. He's got a deep third of the field. It's a 3-deep zone. He reads that. Kitna reads that as well. So they break the pattern off to the outside, dump it out there quick, get a nice little gain.
So after struggling in the second quarter, Kitna returning to 4. Now the Galaxy show blitz. Had him in the box. 8 men up front, and that's a first down. Kitna rides it inside, and Barcelona is riding right along now, driving toward what would be their second touchdown of the night.
Well, they rode that big offensive line. Everett Lindsey, number 64. Tom Robstock, 62. Emerson Martin, good push on that one. The center, number 78. Robert Couch filling in tonight for Chris Banks, and Duron Thorpe doing a good job up front, particularly in this job. Kitna's had plenty of time, and he just got a nice pickup on the ground.
On a regular basis, 4/5 of that offensive line from tackle to tackle will be NFL players. And this time, Everett Lindsey, the Viking former starter, right in front of you, number 64, moved prior to the snap. Former All-American at Ole Miss. And here's the call from Ron Winter.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 64 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
There's a big old circle right there for Everett Lindsey. Well, he's a big man, 305-pounder. Gets an early start. Is pulling out there to try and stop. Obviously, it's going to be a pass because his first steps were backwards. But this guy, called by Jack Bicknell, the toughest lineman, the best offensive lineman they've got. And that's why they've got him in that left tackle spot.
First and 15. Kitna steps up. A good job of contain on him. Frankfurt focusing this week on containing John Kitna when the pass rush gets past him and the field opens up. Kitna had been so damaging the first 2 weeks of the season, scrambling for big yardage. Here's Scotty Lewis.
Here's Lindsey again
on the tackle.
A little bit of a move there, but go ahead and let him go. Now watch this. This is the classical headbutt, get the hands on the man, and then you're going to turn him outside to build that pocket for your quarterback. That's a good rip move right there by big old Scott Lewis, trying to get inside, and then Lindsey's going to wrestle him around a little bit at the end of that play.
But the Frankfurt contain prevents Kitna from taking off. It's second down now. He is flush, this time more effective, inside the 25. Kitna strong to the 20-yard line. Chris Hall had him, and Hillary Butler arrived a bit late. And Kitna may have been objecting to that.
Well, John Kitna, this is probably his strength right now, is his presence in the pocket, his vision to find a seam. Now, there's nothing going on downfield. You see the seam right in front of the umpire referee right there. He sees it as well, shoots through there. There was a breakdown in the rush. Kitna sees it, finds that seam, accelerates, and gets it going outside for a nice little pickup instead of a sack.
Within field goal range now, facing third, call it 4. Kitna throws. That is caught by Browning, who spins inside the 5 for the first down. First and goal as Kitna is on target to Alfonso Browning.
Boy, Browning did a great job of turning Cecil Doggett around on this one. He'll break it. He'll come in on the left side of your screen. Ball is delivered right on the money. This is just great timing between Browning and Kitna right there. These guys obviously have worked together. Things are starting to happen a little quicker and better for them. But that one, a great combination of efforts from the wide receiver and the quarterback.
2 catches for Browning in this drive. Kitna for the end zone for his second touchdown of the night. A flag is thrown. And it's incomplete. Jack Kellogg was there. Did he make the pick? He thinks he did.
I think he caught it, but the question is whether or not he pushed off before he caught the football.
Pass interference is the call against Barcelona. Did Kellogg make the catch? If he did, the football belongs to Barcelona.
Yeah, this is just a fade route, and you can see Shedrick Wilson, number 82, with his hands out on Jack Kellogg with the push-off. And I guess it's not going to be a catch, otherwise it would have been an interception, but that's an offensive penalty. Wilson got caught with the hands into the back of Kellogg. That may have been what jarred him enough to prevent the interception. Is Kitna heating up on this drive. 5 of 5, 5 of 6 now with that last one. Well, it doesn't count with the penalty, so he's still perfect on this drive.
He was 4 for 4, and his opening drive that produced a touchdown. Kitna looks and zips a sliding and now ruled incomplete effort at the 12-yard line. Davis could not hold on.
Tight coverage from Chris Hall on that one. Kitna had to kind of thread the needle to get it in there, rolling to his left, throwing back to his right, and that takes a strong-arm quarterback to do so. Nonetheless, he zipped it in there, but Davis was bobbling it when he went to the ground. Good tight coverage from Hall on that one.
We have seen a metamorphosis in John Kitna, who'll be playing behind John Freese and Warren Moon for Seattle when the fall arrives. And the fourth quarter just ahead in his more immediate future. Can Kitna punch him into the end zone for a most important second score? We head to the fourth. Barcelona looking to beat Frankfurt. Nice pan.
Darker. Khaki. You know that feeling you get with ordinary contact lenses? It's the buildup of dirt and deposits.
How about the free contacts?
I'm getting there, hon. Then I called Johnson & Johnson at 1-800-701-5800 and got a free trial pair of AccuView from my doctor. AccuView always gives me the comfort of fresh new lenses. If you want a free pair, call 1-800-701-5800.
That's toll-free.
It is free. The call is free, and so is the free trial pair. Oh, and if you call now, you save $10 off your purchase price and $10 later, so you can really clean up.
I love this next part.
Please. Which is a good idea since this is what an ordinary contact lens looks like after just a few months. But with AccuView, you'll always get fresh new lenses.
And the doctors.
Maybe that's why AccuView is the lens prescribed most often by doctors. Mr. Curtis? Including yours.
But they know about the prepare?
They know.
Oh, and the savings. $10 now, $10 later?
They know. Change to AccuView for more comfortable contacts. Call 1-800-701-5800.
Beneath the bright lights of Olympic Stadium, we head to the fourth quarter. As you see, it's a 7-6 football game. Barcelona, led by quarterback John Kitna, driving to a touchdown on its opening possession, and now on the move once again. As the fourth unfolds at the 15-yard line of the Galaxy. And Kitna checks at the line of scrimmage and adjusts the play. To throw, he zips, and that is caught inside the 10 by Shedrick Wilson on his knee. Jack Kellogg, the quarter, on his back.
Well, Kitna read that he's going to get a little bit of a cushion out here. It's a two-deep zone, but the corner's playing off, and the receiver Wilson sees that, so he breaks his route off short, turns it inside, and Kitna sees it as well, delivers the ball on timing, and they take what they're given on this, trying to get closer to that end zone to get better field position, also close to a touchdown.
A very long drive, the 13th play here. Kitna throws it into the corner on third down, and on will come the field goal unit. Applauding Cecil Doggett, who had Alfonso Browning man up. Kitna thought perhaps Ray was going to the corner.
Well, he tried to get it over to Tyree Davis on the other side. That was covered up very well, so he went and looked back the other way, and he basically just threw that one away.
Jesus Angoyi, Barcelona soccer style kicker and the soccer superstar, with here a 26-yard effort. Putting a leg, and that is good. Jesus Angoyi with his second field goal of the season to expand that lead. Most important point for the national placement specialist. It is now a 10-6 game in Olympic Stadium.
The legendary Chalice of Malta has never come cheap. In 1238, it was captured by 10,000 Celts. In 1512, it took an entire armada. And in 1703, it took an arranged marriage to the daughter of Charles V, the older one. But luckily, if you want the Golden Chalice of Malta, all you need is a golden card of Visa, with extraordinary purchase power for extraordinary things. With even mightier than the sword. Visa Gold fits everywhere you want to be.
Now is the perfect time to start weightlifting. The perfect time for SoloFlex. For a lot of good reasons. No other exercise is better for your overall health than weightlifting. The muscle you build on SoloFlex increases your metabolism to burn fat 24 hours a day. Weightlifting also boosts your immune system and increases your aerobic capacity. Weightlifting strengthens your bones and tendons. And nothing works better than weightlifting to improve your looks and energy. Now is the perfect time to call SoloFlex.
SoloFlex is on sale now. Call now for your free brochure.
We're ready for football as Jesus Angoyi has just kicked the 26-yard field goal to expand Barcelona's lead to 10-6. Comes the former Oiler, Travis Hanna. Hanna out to the 20-yard line and then is driven back. A strong shot on the tackle, a solid stop by Willie Smith. Jesus Angoyi wears number 14 in honor of that man in the center of your screen in the tan blazer there, the circle, Johan Cruyff. One of the great stars that the game of soccer has ever seen. A Dutchman, also has a home here in Barcelona, has coached FC Barcelona.
They love him here, and they love his son-in-law here as well.
So way to keep your father-in-law proud of it. Wear his numbers. And then perform that. And the reaction here following the incomplete pass. When Angoyi kicked that field goal, the crowd exploded in pleasure and admiration.
Well, he capped off a great scoring drive for the Dragons. Kept that ball for 7 minutes, 39 seconds. Also puts them ahead by more than a field goal now. But they love the national players, and this is one of their favorites, Jesus Angoyi.
And to the Europeans, for obvious reasons, soccer, the national passion here. American football is growing. Kicking so much appreciated the part of the game. That is a lateral. Seibert makes one miss. And he's out to the 25, 26-yard line. Speaking of national players offensively, Seibert in the game now on what is a national series. And the flag of the European Union is being displayed on the down markers. You see Angoyi. Marco Martos unable to play tonight with a groin injury. Maurizio Barbati from Italy, and Alalampi, the designated starter tonight offensively. He is from Finland. It's 4 nations right there. That, of course, the flag of the EU, and makes it readily apparent when it is a national series.
Yes, it is.
Pallur used to play in the National Football League. Skips it up. Incomplete to Mario Bailey.
Boy, Binote made a nice close, a nice play on that one. Bailey almost came up with it. I think Binote got a little hand on it and knocked that one away.
Well, the punting unit back on. Scott Player needs to give his Frankfurt Galaxy the benefit of some defensive field position. He needs to get into this one pretty good, or John Kittner is going to be right back down the field with that Barcelona offense.
Well, he's hammered it all night.
The hammer here. Now, this one not a particularly good kick. Low line drive. Davis will have a return to the 35. Scoots up to the 40. Makes a break at midfield. At the 45. Look at him move to the 40. Still on his feet inside the 35-yard line. Tyree Davis with the longest punt return this season by Barcelona. A 34-yard effort opens the door very wide for John Kittner. Very elusive here, too.
Well, the kick was a returnable ball. Didn't have a lot of hang time or height, so he doesn't have anyone on him right away, but he picks his seams excellent. There's great blocking on this one, but now he takes over. This is instinct. Open field running here, dodging people around. Ends up making a big return, giving Barcelona excellent field position.
His brother Willie, longtime player in the National Football League, got his start in the World League with the Orlando Thunder when Scott Mitchell was the quarterback. Throwing, that is caught at the 15-yard line by Alonzo Browning, who's enjoying a strong second half, his third grab of the second half, in front of Doggett.
2 things to look for on this play. Number 1, Kittner's scrambling ability, making something out of nothing. It breaks down, so he rolls to the right, and then Browning comes back to the football, beats the defensive defender guy back to it, makes a big catch, and they're on fire here, the Dragons, rolling towards the end zone again.
Kittner over 200 yards passing now for the evening, following the gain of 19, and threatening to break it open. The short drop. He throws into the end zone. Miscommunication with Browning, who stopped, appeared to slow down about the 2-yard line and then continued.
Well, I think they had different reads that time. Browning thought it was going to be a zone where he had more of a cushion, so he stopped his route, and Kittner thought he was going to fade it, throw it up top. Here's your coverage right here. You see right there is the stop you talked about, Paul, and that's just these guys not being on the same page, the same read with this one, and I think the good thing for Kittner on that when he throws it where no one can get it if his man can't.
Maurizio Barbati to the near side. He is in there in the end zone. They throw to him, and it's in and out of his hands. Barbati very nearly snared the touchdown reception. Kittner laid it right in there.
Yeah, he's just a little bit behind Barbati on that one, but boy, I tell you what, he's wishing he had another shot at that one. He's going to come in underneath on the route and break it inside. There you are, number 5 right there. And that ball is just a little bit behind him, but right through the hands. Barbati's going to be thinking about that one all night.
He was signed by Jack Bicknell off a tryout camp in Italy, along with Luca Ballora. Has played for the Lugano Frogs. Third down. Kittner scrambling around. Green grass in front of him. He zips it, and it is picked off for the second time this evening. Intercepted by the Galaxy's Greg Evans, and he is out across the 20 to the 26-yard line. Kitna throws his second interception. He had not hurled an INT prior to tonight, his third turnover.
Kitna's going to be rolling to his right, and he is not going to see Greg Evans, who's sitting in the right flat. He's got a man open, but he doesn't see Evans. He's the spy guy. He's there to just try and keep Kitna from breaking it out and running for the touchdown. Instead, he steps in front, picks up his third interception of the year, leading the World League. And, boy, he dropped it on the run back. Otherwise, he might have had something going down the sideline.
His third interception of the year. He had a couple against London.
What's up, Creel?
And there, a good look at Scotty Lewis, too. The defensive end. Pallure back to work. This game is not over yet with 10.5 minutes remaining.
Well, last week, they had a big turnover to spark their win over Amsterdam. In fact, two big turnovers the Galaxy caused in that game, that win against Amsterdam, and that's really what iced it for them, and that's what's got them going in this ball game here tonight.
Bobby Phillips had to be carted off a short while ago. He went to the dressing room. His left leg had been bothering him. They x-rayed it. He's all right now, and Pallure is airing it out deep downfield for Jason Shelley. Threw that ball about 45 yards with some arch on it, did Steve Pallure. Pallure with 2.5 years, Ray, in the Canadian Football League, as you see the legs of Bobby Phillips.
Yeah, Pallure was out of football for 2.5 years before he got the call. Came back last season, led him to a World Bowl. He's in there now, and I tell you what, when he looks at the film, he's gonna be mad at himself because he had the tight end, Vince Morrow, wide open down the middle. Instead, he chose to lay it up along the sideline.
Very important third down situation here with less than 10 minutes to go. Pallure floats it. Timing route. Got a man open. He has the completion. It's a first down. Vernon Turner inside the 40 to the 34-yard line. What tremendous touch on the route to his running back in Turner. The gain of 30.
Vernon Turner makes a great move on this one. He sells the inside route. They've been trying to stick it in there all night. You're going to see him break out right there. Is when he makes the break and he clears and puts big separation, and Pallure puts it in on the money. A perfect ball over the shoulder. And the Galaxy's got it going after the turnover momentum.
He's played for Detroit, Tampa Bay as mentioned, also Carolina. Play action to Phillips. Pallure sets up deep. Throws the other way, and Ketch drops the ball.
Well, his problem is he tried to use both hands that time.
He made that one-handed grab, you're right, earlier.
That was a nice job of play action selling it. Coverage was there. Pallure still put the thing on the money, and Kitts will be kicking himself. That'd have been a nice big catch to keep this drive alive.
2 years ago, Steve Pallure called his former coach in Dallas, and Tom Landry, when he wanted to get back into football, had not played in 2.5 years, had earned a master's degree in theology. He called Landry. Landry dialed up his former defensive coordinator, Ernie Stotner, and thus the connection. They're reunited here. Pallure, with his experience, sees the blitz coming, everybody in the box. It's timeout, and Ernie nods, yep, the right thing to do.
Indeed it was. A true veteran move by Pallure right there.
He comes over to talk to his coaches, does Pallure, trailing 10-6.
It all started with this dime tip. Suddenly, I was what? So I gave myself a day off and went shopping. It was so great. Everything I tried on fit like it was cut just for me. Later at the salon, Candace Bergen shows up with my phone bill.
This will make your day.
Every call was just a dime a minute when I'm home, evenings and weekends. On the way out, I passed the dime on. Who wouldn't want a great rate like that?
Call now for 200 minutes free.
I'll buy 10 of these. You're the outstanding. Deion Sanders. It's him. You're the greatest, man. Mind if I get a picture?
Thanks, bro. You mind if I write a check?
Sure, Dion. I figured it needed to see some ID.
Say what?
Yes, like driver's license, a library card.
Checks. What a pain.
Employee ID.
But now there's a better way. The Visa Check Card. It's an ATM card with a Visa logo that deducts from your checking account automatically everywhere Visa's accepted.
I'm going to have to call to see if you can cover
The
this.
Visa Check Card works just like a check, only better.
Clark's Karai is a big fat bully.
I didn't know of it. Anybody could do that to a ball.
Norlight is sponsoring the ABC Tour. They support the youth of volleyball. Our organization is called Save the Balls. We go out and actually retrieve battered and abused volleyballs.
Miller Lite sent us beer, but it'll take more than that. Run, little ball. Go free.
Coach Rod Humanick to the left, the head man Ernie Stotner to the right, having conferred with Steve Pallure on 2nd and 10, coming off their own timeout. Timeouts left, as you see, in the bank. Most important here in a 10-6 football game. Pallure, with a couple of running backs behind him, takes a very long time at the line of scrimmage. The blitz is coming. He read it. He gets it off, and he completes the pass, too, to his tight end, Vince Morrow. Pallure read it very well and beats the blitz.
Yeah, that was Juan Long coming up the middle. We saw him get great success with that same blitz earlier. No one picked him up except Pallure. Sometimes the quarterback has to account for a guy. You're going to watch Long bust right up the middle on this one. There he is, number 59. And sometimes that quarterback, as I said, has to account for a guy. That was Pallure's guy. He has to get it off before he gets home. He did so.
Quick snap here for Steve. Slanting route. That is caught and now dropped by Travis Hanna. He is just 5'8", is Hanna, a little speedster. But he used to play in that run and shoot with Ernest Gibbons and Drew Hill in Houston, and that was laid in there really good.
That was a great pass, and Pallure had his choice. He had a couple of guys wide open on that one, but Turner should have grabbed that one. Yeah. It's going to put Ernie in a field goal situation. He's got 8 minutes plus left in this one. He's going to try and get some points and get within a field goal. Try and make it happen to come back and pull this one out.
Kleiman will have to hurry. The play clock already at 5. He doesn't want to expand or burn another timeout from 47. Kleiman hit this one solidly, and it is good. Kleiman drills that. Hit it right on the screws from 47, his career best. It's a one-point game. We're going down to the wire.
This is the sound of small businesses doing more business with Fridays free. They're doing more because thanks to Sprint, all their long distance on Fridays is free. While the rest of the week, they're still getting Sprint's low flat rates. Even better, call now and get Fridays free until the year 2000 with no term commitment. Call 1-800-598-5000 for Fridays free. Only from Sprint Business.
In every city, in every bottle, in every bubble, lies the formula for refreshment.
Just a glance, it happened. Love came looking for me. Get out of my way.
You know, we get 120,000 phone calls a month.
More and more, homeowners want one loan that does it all.
A lot of them are homeowners with less than perfect credit trying to refinance their homes.
They want to refinance their first mortgage and pay off their high-rate credit cards and auto loans. That's why the Money Store introduced the combo loan. With just one loan, you can refinance your mortgage, pay off your high-rate bills, and usually get some extra cash. The combo loan at the Money Store. Call 1-800-LOAN-YES.
Eric Clemens back at our FX studios in New York. Tuned to FX for major Hollywood movies every Sunday night. Tomorrow at 8 p.m., Revenge of the Nerds 2, starring Anthony Edwards here on FX. Back to Paul and Ray in Barcelona.
Frankfurt has beaten Barcelona 4 successive years in this stadium, looking to make it 5 and refusing to go away. Ralph Kleiman wears number 9. He has 9 points, all 9 points for Frankfurt tonight, coming off a career-best 47-yard field goal. Benote on the short kick already at the 20. And he slips down 23-yard line. A moment ago, his coach, Ernie Stadner, reacting to the third field goal of the night by Ralph.
Ernie's not a guy that'll wear it on the sleeve. That's the best you're going to get out of him. Believe me, inside, he's jumping up and down as Ralph Kleiman beats the play clock, nails a career-best 47-yard field goal to pull Ernie's Galaxy within 1 point late here in the fourth quarter.
We told you at the outset tonight it was the best offense in the league against the best defense. Well, which one wins now when it matters most in the fourth? Browning flips the tackle. Browning's at midfield. Now Kitna comes out humming, connecting with his favorite target there, and Alfonso Browning.
All these guys are run after the catch guys, these receivers for the Dragons. Look at this one in here, and it's going to be number 22, Cecil Doggett, coming up trying to make the stop, but you can see how big Alfonso Browning is and strong running with the football. If it isn't for the safety coming over, he could still be running.
And the first down and a timeout taken at midfield. Now we're ready to go again. Ron Winter. Alfonso Browning tonight with 4 receptions. 4 of the 17 completions in this game by John Kitna. Kitna, in the mind of his coach Dennis Erickson in Seattle, might be the quarterback of the not-too-distant future in Seattle. Michael Hicks here. Now, that sounds like a reach, but it's a very important point. For Kitna now, his timing perfect. John Freese in his 7th year, and Warren Moon, you know, bound for the Hall of Fame toward the end of his career. And we've seen tonight what Kitna can do.
Well, you look at our game summary here. Kitna, the 3 turnovers are really what's kept this thing close. Steve Pellure's come on and generated a little offense for the Galaxy. It's going to go down to the wire, Paul.
Kitna again fires this way. Bryce Burnett turns it downfield. Sean Banks had him around the ankles. The captain of the offense, Mano Suave, the soft hands of Bryce Burnett on display here.
Kitna is going to take what they give him. Barcelona has been doing that all year. Frankfurt, they're back in a 3 deep, so it's an underneath route. He just turns it outside, does Bryce Burnett the tight end, and they just want to get a few yards, live to fight another down. Banks comes up with a big stop.
Bryce Burnett set to the right of your screen. On 3rd down, Kitna throws, and that's broken up, incomplete. Timing it perfectly was Chris Hall. He broke on the football.
Shedrick Wilson wanted a flag on that one. He thought he broke a wee bit too soon. I don't know if he did or not, but there's no flag on the ground. And Chris Hall comes up with a big play to thwart the drive by the Dragons.
Chris Hall has had a tremendous game tonight. And now Frankfurt, it appears, as Beckley is set to punt, will own the football with less than 6 minutes to go. A fine defensive series. Beckley looking to kill it inside the 10. And the ball sails into the end zone. Not exactly what Jeff Beckley or Jack Bicknell wanted. Frankfurt will begin from its 20-yard line. Well, it needs to get in field goal range.
Last year, the 9th week of the season, a similar situation, Paul, as Frankfurt trailed by 4. Their last drive of the game, Steve Pellure comes on, completes 6 consecutive passes, gets them into the end zone. They win the game 24-21, and they go on their way to the World Bowl.
2 narrowly played games between these 2 teams last season, both won by Frankfurt, 33-29, and then later in the year, 24-21. Field goal separating the 2. Situation here again this evening. Joe Garten to snap it to Pellure on 1st down, and there was a motion, a surge prior to the snap.
Trying to get a line on who that was. It.
Ball start, 55 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Named 1st down.
Nate Miller, the Falcon, spreading his wings a little early.
Yeah, that hurts because now you're 1st and 15 and you're backed up inside your own 20, and it really limits the things you want to do on offense.
Yeah, how does that change the play calling here? The running back tandem is Kitts, the hammer, for Bobby Phillips. Phillips out in the pattern on the receiving end to the 20-yard line. 21, that's a gain of 6. Bum leg and all. Willie Smith on the tackle. The clock stops, 5:24 to go. Or 5:23 as you see.
That's a new wrinkle that we haven't seen. Phillips, first of all, has to check, make sure there's no blitzing, and then he'll just release out underneath the coverage. The linebacker closes. He's got zone. He's got to play deep to short. They'll give him that little one. They don't want it thrown behind the linebacker with a big play.
Steve Pelor's 6th completion on in relief for Chad May, the starter tonight. They pick up the blitz here, and Pelor able to throw. A flag tossed in behind Kitts on the receiving end. Bobby Phillips steps up in the backfield and picks up a blitzing Dragon, and then a flag is thrown for holding into the line.
Boy, what a pickup. Watch this pickup because it's going to be a stone wall that he builds. Well, you just saw it at the bottom of it. It's Ivan Imbernan who Phillips hits and welcomes to the ball game. That's the kind of thing you like to see from a running back who's going to step up and give a quarterback extra time. Unfortunately, with the holding, they're going to back him up even further.
Second penalty here as you look at Imbernan, one of the most popular figures in all of sport, Catalonia. Pelor, that is caught for the first down. A tough grab over the middle. Travis Hanna back to his feet in front of Carlos Brooks. The former Oiler, Mighty Mike, and Hanna, who had dropped one earlier, comes up here with a clutch catch of 20.
That's a huge catch by Hanna. In fact, his first catch of the season. Gets him out of a deep hole, gets him now in the field position where they can open up the game a little bit, try and get a drive going. 4.5 minutes left, and Ernie may still have something up his sleeve. I know Jack Bicknell is worried about that.
From his 32 for Pelor, can he pull it out to the far boundary? And that is caught. John Shelley has the corner, and Benote tried to bat it away. He missed it. Shelley got both feet down. Well, let's see. It's ruled incomplete. And brought back my mistake.
Benote came out of his shoes trying to defend this one. Take a look at the sideline. Yeah, he's got 1 foot out. Now, last year, that had been a complete here in the World League. There's the foot right there on the line. Last year, you had to have 1 in. This year, they changed it to 2. And it's incomplete.
An extra shoe, as you said, for Benote. Same play. Shelley. And Bulldog back. Thomas McGahee. Pulling him back. McGahee's from Houston. Kind of likes that steer rope and calf rope in there.
Yeah, he did a little bit of it there, but boy, I like the pattern that time by Shelley. He just turned McGahee around. He lost his balance to where he was at, and Pelor put it right on the money.
Trailing 10-9 as you see it on Fox Box. Less than 4 minutes to go. And goes Seibert. Seibert for 7 around the left side. Michael Wright, the corner. Up on the stop for Barcelona as Frankfurt is grinding it out here, and Seibert runs it very determinedly.
They get it outside there. Great crackback block. You just saw that coming in from the receiver on the right side, Travis Hanna. It's led by the fullback, Jim Kitts. Seibert takes it around the end for 7.
John Morton, top of your picture. Morrow in motion. Seibert, great throw. Seibert at the 30 and inside the 30-yard line. Ingo Seibert scored a pair of touchdowns against Barcelona last season, and following that strong run is hobbling off the field. Eric Naposki is shaken up too for Barcelona, the linebacker.
Watch how quick Seibert hits the hole here. It's just a cutback play. Kitts leads it, but the over pursuit from that Dragons defensive front 7 opens up the hole. Seibert sees it, busts through there, pays a price in the end as he limps off the football field. He was beat up coming in with that strained bicep, but he's a gamer. He'll be out there. And now Eric Naposki, the spirited linebacker and fire marshal for the Dragons, being helped up. Now it looks like he's all right, just shaken up a little bit. And there's Ingo trying to shake his off. He's nodding his head. Feels a lot better, he just said.
Really a physically strong player from Munich and reflective of the great development, progress of European football players. He has 31 yards rushing tonight, and notice Ernie's giving him the ball with the game on the line. He's not a token football player.
Sparked him last week.
Busted play. Now Pallure will have to run. Pallure inside the 25 to the 23 with 2:45 remaining. Oliver Barnett ran him down. Shaken up is Hugh Hunter for Barcelona. Back along the original line of scrimmage.
Hugh looks like he's in a lot of pain down there. Going back to that last play, Steve Pallure showed the wiseness of a veteran, the composure. You see he had a broken play. Watch this. He's going to miss the handoff. There's no one there to give it to, so he's going to go one way, turn it back and go the other way, and then use the speed that he has left in his body to try to outrun Landrum to the sideline. Landrum makes the hit, but it's still a couple-yard gain and certainly not a loss, which he wants to avoid at all costs as they approach field goal range, certainly within Kleinman's range, as he's hit from at least this far. In fact, 47, a career long tonight, and a field goal would put Ernie Stotner in the lead.
You see Hugh Hunter, the man being attended to, too, Ray.
Well, Hunter's been all over it tonight. You know, there was some concern with Carl Reeves, their top defensive lineman, being called back to Chicago earlier this week. He broke his wrist. They wanted to take a look at it. Hunter was the guy they moved outside in that spot that Reeves has been in, working alongside Leroy Glover. And Hunter's been all over it tonight with a sack and made a number of stops in the running game. And if this isn't a debilitating injury, they're going to need to get him back in here.
Barcelona, the only unbeaten team in the World League. Frankfurt knock them off here this evening, win for the 5th consecutive time in Olympic Stadium, and turn the race for the World Bowl back into a 6-team affair. So who will host it? 2.5 minutes to go. Pallure driving them down the field. Halfback option. Vernon Turner throws. It is caught. Touchdown. The first touchdown pass of the year, and it's thrown by a running back to John Morton. And Frankfurt is out in front, and Ernie's going for 2.
Hey, they don't call Ernie a sly old fox for nothing. Boy, he was waiting for that one. Turner threw a great ball. Totally fooled the Dragon defense. Morton all alone in the end zone. Ironic with the troubles that this Galaxy passing game has had, that the first touchdown of the season, pass-wise, is thrown by a running back.
A left-handed running back in Vernon Turner. 23 yards away, and it's John Morton.
Now, do we have people?
His first catch of the night. Pretty darn wide open. They are going for 2 now. Is Frankfurt in a 15-10 game. This, of course, to force Barcelona to have to score a touchdown. Pallure trips to the far side. Steve looks that way, throws, and it's Seibert who makes the catch. The national player from Munich, he holds on to it, spikes the ball. They get the 2. A wild exchange here. Frankfurt drives the length of the field, the halfback option pass, and they are in front and cap it with the 2-point conversion.
Well, this is a classic pick route. Seibert, the inside guy, goes outside. The 2 outside guys come in, create confusion in the secondary, and then Pallure puts it right on the money, drills it into Seibert's midsection. He catches it for the 2-point conversion. Ernie Stotner's Galaxy with a big touchdown lead with only 2:23 left.
And again, the touchdown, Vernon Turner. Watching number 20 in your picture.
Well, they've been running the sweep all night, setting it up. You see Turner kind of hunches over the football. He's got a wide open John Morton in the end zone. Cradles that one in. Touchdown for the Galaxy.
Now, that play came from another Galaxy. Where did you
well,
get this?
it fooled them all. You can see, look at number 29, McGahee, fighting on that. He's the safety. He's the man that has coverage on this one. They sold the sweep. Morton runs on by. No one even sees him or touches him. And you got to give credit to Vernon Turner. A lot of times you get a guy that wide open, you'll choke on it, but he threw it right in there for a quick 6 for Ernie Stotner's Galaxy.
And Ingo Seibert on the receiving end of Pallure's 2-point conversion. And now Kleiman, he's played a major role in this game with 3 field goals. Can Frankfurt win here for the 5th straight time?
All their scoring is from nationals here tonight.
Bobbled. Banote to the 10. Back to the center of the field. A greeting committee for him there. Inside the 10. He'll go down. Greg Evans heads up on the kick coverage. And now John Kitna. He needs the touchdown to tie and send us into overtime. The 2-point conversion to win it. See how Kitna handles this pressure.
He's got 90 yards to go, and he's going to be working in that 2-minute offense out of the shotgun. Probably move people around. Probably going to go up under the center here to start things out. They don't have a lot of room to work with.
He starts with Michael Hicks in the backfield. Hicks slips out. Kitna unloads to the sideline. And that is a catch made inbounds at the 21-yard line by Shedrick Wilson in front of Cecil Doggett. And on that note, a 2-minute warning. Well, let's see. 2 minutes and 2 seconds at the moment here. And now with a couple of more seconds ticking away, we are at the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes away from the finish line, and any time of year you have to appreciate this kind of football. We head to the finish line, and Kitna lead the Dragons to a win.
The power, very high-powered.
The power of the Phantom is phenomenal.
Presenting the most powerful Phantom vacuum cleaner ever, the Phantom Thunder.
It almost looks like your carpet shampoo.
The secret to all this powerful clean is the Phantom Vacuum's patented dual cyclonic action. 2 cyclones of non-stop power, driven by a 12-amp 2-stage motor, devour any dirt in its way. And there's another secret you'll love about the Phantom Thunder. No bags. Instead of those messy, power-robbing filter bags that can start to clog up the minute they start to fill up, the Thunder gives you continuous full power and a clear collection bin that's easy to empty.
Great. You don't have to change any bags. You don't have to buy bags.
The Phantom Thunder is amazingly versatile. Watch. Press a button and go from upright to cleaning wad. It's 2 machines in 1. And all that power and handy onboard accessories mean dust and dirt can't hide anywhere. The Thunder is tough on dirt, easy on you.
Phantom does everything. A room can be cleaned quickly, top to bottom, furniture, ceilings, walls, with one piece of equipment.
And because we know how much you care about the air your family breathes, the Phantom Thunder has a certified HEPA filter on its exhaust. It captures even minute dust and household allergens that other vacuum cleaners could throw back in the air.
And I've noticed a great change in my breathing.
The Phantom Thunder is big on power, long on versatility, with a certified HEPA filter for cleaner air and no bags. Don't wait a minute longer to find out more about the incredible 12-amp Phantom Thunder. Call now for a free video and brochure on how to get more vacuum cleaning power without ever using filter bags again. There's no obligation and nothing to lose but dust, dirt, extra work, and changing filter bags. Call now, and more power to you.
Today's game has been brought to you by Dockers Khakis. Hey, nice band.
On FX this evening, we enter the final 2 minutes of this game. A ball, 21-yard line, Kitna with the pump fake, and he is airing it out deep down the center of the field. Nobody, but Bryce Burnett was close to it for Barcelona, surrounded by, count 'em, 4 members of that secondary.
Well, he just threw that one away. He tried to get him on the out and up where you pump fake along the sidelines, get that corner to bite on that, and then go deep over top of his head. But the Galaxy defense, well coached. They're not going to let anything go over their head. But 2 minutes is an eternity in a professional football game, and Kitna has plenty of time to nickel and dime his way down the field with the underneath stuff.
Yeah, but he has not done it at this level. Against the blitz he unloads, and that is caught by Burnett close to the first down marker. Hillary Butler, the linebacker, on the tight end. Burnett's back, and the clock rolls as you see in our Fox box. It is a first down. The 20th completion tonight for Kitna. Only his 3rd professional start. He throws again underneath, and Butler has to knock down Burnett again. If you're Kitna, are you playing for the tie at home, or are you playing now for the win?
You're playing to get a touchdown, first of all, then you'll cross that bridge. But I think they go overtime if they do get that opportunity.
Kitna on the hook. Barnett, another first down. So the matchup has been 3 successive plays. Burnett, the tight end. Butler, the linebacker.
And this is what I was talking about, the nickel and dime. Take the underneath stuff. That's what they're going to give you right now. And then move it on down the field, then take your shot.
You think Dennis Erickson in Seattle isn't loving this? Watching Kitna scramble. Kitna takes off inside the 45, spinning 40. Kitna still on his feet, 35-yard line with 44 seconds to go, and now the timeout.
Yeah, we talked about John Kitna all night long, his running, scrambling ability, his escape ability first to get away and then create something in the scramble situation. Then he gets downfield, and you see the power running of this guy. He just bounces off people, keeps the feet going, shows great acceleration, great vision down on the field. You know, if it doesn't work out at quarterback, this guy, maybe he could play running back a la Marcus Allen, making that switch from quarterback early in his career to running back. Look at the footwork on this. Now, he's going to put it down here and just take off running. And watch him avoid the one guy and then make the spin move inside, pick up big yardage there within 36 yards of pay dirt. And we could get ourselves an overtime, Paul. 44 seconds left on the clock.
Jack Bicknell radioing to John Kitna. The play, tremendous grace under pressure. Fabulous poise by John Kitna. Trailing, as you see, by a touchdown. The ball spotted 36. Flushed again and throwing it away. Second wave of heat caused John to unload that football with 39 seconds and change remaining in this football game.
Well, he had a man coming across, clearing out open, but the good rush from Hillary Butler forced him to just dump that one out. It's second down now, but they're not worried so much about the down marker. They're worried about getting some more yards so they can take a couple of shots into that end zone.
A field goal does them no good.
John.
Kitna backpedaling. And throwing. That is caught. Holding on, Alfonso Browning with the first down, 24-yard line. And quickly, Barcelona back on the football as the time is ticking away. 25 seconds to go.
You got to down this one, stop that clock. 22.2 left. Now they're in striking distance. They can take some shots into the end zone to try and tie this thing up.
He has one timeout left. Let's listen in.
Blocks right, 860 trail, Rio. Blocks right, 860 trail, Rio.
Jack Bicknell, and you hear the commotion, too, from Stoney Case and others on that very emotional sideline for Barcelona as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
That's a play that we've seen before where they're going to drag somebody underneath, try and clear it out deep and hit the underneath man.
Kitna with time to throw, and it is picked off. Intercepted by Jack Kellogg. And Frankfurt will win for the 5th straight time here in Olympic Stadium. Special K with the 3rd interception of this game by Frankfurt secondary off John Kitna has slain the Dragon.
There's a slot. You're coming in on 2 levels. You've got 84, Tyree Davis underneath, but it's tipped, but it's really a bad ball. They threw it right into the middle. Then Kellogg comes up with the tip ball and seals the fate for Jack Bicknell's Dragons in their home opener.
Indeed, the Dragon has been slain this festival of St. George, and it is Frankfurt for the 5th straight time.
And this throws the World League into a wide-open race.
This will be Barcelona's first loss. Extremely impressive at times. Young John Kitna. Steve Pallure has rescued Frankfurt. The halfback option pass producing their first touchdown strike of the year. The seconds tick away. And the Galaxy now 2-1 on the year, as is Jack Bicknell's Barcelona Dragons.
Wide open race now for the World League. This has got to be a big feather in Ernie Stautner's cap. Somehow, some way, he finds a way to win here in Barcelona, and they're out there now going to shake hands and congratulate each other. But to me, the congratulations go to the sly old fox. Ernie Stautner pulled this trick out of his bag. The the halfback option pass with a left-handed thrower, that being Vernon Turner, hitting John Morton wide open in the end zone, totally fooling the Dragon defense for the winning score.
So Frankfurt, with its second win of the year by hook or crook, the Hall of Famer Ernie Stotner wins again here in Barcelona. You might say that Ernie's reign in Spain is fabulous. Our producer tonight, P.T. Navarro. This has been a good one, directed by Ken Faust, Tom Ewing, Greg Scopatoni on our crew as well. Ray, enjoyed it.
Thank you, Paul. Wonderful time.
A lot of fun in this lovely city, Barcelona. For all of us at FX, I am Paul Kennedy, and Frankfurt, out of this world, rallying to win over the Dragons in Barcelona.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. Exciting action. Frankfurt pulls another one in Barcelona. We'll be back to wrap things up with a quick post-game report in a moment.